1 2 1 2 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 1 2. Hello everybody. JV game not looking good if you're Knights fans. 59-26 Rosie. 6:20 left, fourth quarter. Let's check the crowd mic here. Crowd mic check.
I only had room for two of the other.
That's Matt's mom and dad.
I never know. Yeah, I know like everything. So they're, that's awesome. I'll just say hi.
Somebody got them and they go to everything.
Plywood? I really
Well, no, it wouldn't be on Midcoat. And then are they going to come back to the girls' game later, or are they just going to?
You know, I don't know what they're doing. We'll go back to
That's what
Catholic answers a lot.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's
I don't know what
taping it. I kind of mean it would be if they're going to tape it. Oh, yeah. You're not going to win football or basketball games that way. Yep. I I even went and
You're one, I'm two, crowd mic is three. Here's some
I went to Walmart this morning in Aberdeen and bought a clipboard and I bought a 3-hole puncher.
So I got this in this water that goes into that strip.
I'm sure they don't worry about going down.
Well, yeah, so
I brought a cookie and stuff.
there's only one other game. Say it's South Dakota Doubleheader basketball tonight besides that. That's Washington still.
Water, I picked $1 buck too.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
I think on my way back, the team I was supposed to take on, I think he's at that gas station or the intersection between, is it 83 to 90 or whatever here in,
Yeah.
in that gas station. The team bus I think was there, and that's where they get stopped on the way back. There's a bus that looked like ours. I don't know what else.
That's probably about right. Okay, I don't want to hit that. I'm going to bring that around too. I just want to get. We're good.
You're listening to a special presentation from the Real Presence Radio Network. On Real Presence Radio, welcome to the Knights Game Day Show, sponsored by First Premier Bank, Premier Bank.
Welcome to the Sanford Pentagon here in Sioux Falls, South Dakota for Game 1 of the Throwback Classic Basketball Doubleheader here tonight. The first matchup tonight, I'm Dan Johnson with Real Presence Radio. I'll be joined shortly with our producer extraordinaire, Brett Byler. This is a rematch of the season opener just shy of a month ago at Roosevelt back on December 12th, with the number one Riders in preseason at the time defeated O'Gorman 80-73. Now I'm joined by Brett Byler. Brett, you know I always got some questions for Isaac. Isaac's off tonight, by the way. What does O'Gorman need to do to...
Yeah, Dan, we actually led by, I believe it was 6 at halftime. Kate Moffitt, remember, he hit that three-pointer to put us up 36-30. And then Tyler Feldkamp, remember, he got a technical at the end of the second quarter. He didn't even play much of the third quarter. I don't know if we know, very quick guards. They like to press. They force a lot of turnovers for us. They made some shots, and they just kind of had a barrage of stuff that happened to us in that third quarter. We never were able to quite get the momentum back. So I think the biggest struggle...
8 points in that first matchup back in December. That was the most points O'Gorman's given up all year. The Knights' defense has improved tremendously since then. We allowed Matt Mords and Yankton Bucks to force Roosevelt offense. They're powerful.
Oh, yeah. They averaged about 63 points a game, which they kind of struggled shooting naturally this year. They're still averaging about 60 a game. They have not shot the three ball. Well, me when I look at their stats, but to get back to your question, let's see how many points that's leaving on the board there. 37 free throw misses in 4 games. It's Tucker Large in his penetration. He's a point guard for Sioux Falls Roosevelt. He averages about 8 assists a game. He's really quick. He's really good at breaking down the defense and getting either open looks for the big guys down low or open looks for the three-point shooters. So I think if we can keep him out of the paint, under control, that's the number one thing to stop Roosevelt's offense. And I think just make them work for it. They're going to score points. We know they have scores. Make them work for the shots and don't get discouraged if they make three-pointers.
You know, if you missed free throws back in my day with the fruit basket, you still had to run ladders. So they're probably in pretty good shape. I'm not sure what Pregame does there. Okay, they got tremendous guards, no doubt about it. You got Ashley, Large, Feldkamp. Okay, Brett. For Gorman to win the game tonight, how important to our
Roosevelt team is our overall depth and our athleticism at the post play. Eddie Myler, David Alpers come to mind. Chad Ambrose, John Costello are guys that could step up tonight as well. They really have Trey Horner, who's a big kid down low, not very quick. He was in a lot of foul trouble that first meeting we had against them. And then they have a couple other guys who are more, Core Qual is more of a skinny, lengthy guy. He doesn't like to play inside. And Marcus Phillips, remember, he sprained his ankle in that first game.
That's right.
I think he was back against Huron the other night, but that's his only other game he's played this year. So Eddie and rebound at Roosevelt by 12 as well.
Now we're talking about Eddie. We call him Cousin Eddie, and so if you when you think Eddie, we're going by Cousin
and
Eddie.
Roby texted me Cousin Eddie last night too, so we're not the only ones.
We're not the only one, and we have the blessing that he likes that. So, okay, Sioux Falls Roosevelt last action was last Saturday night when they were upset at home by the Huron Tigers, 64-58. They shot 4 of 26 in threes. They got out-rebounded 38-26. This was Huron's first win of the season after losing their 4 previous games. I was shocked to see that.
I was too.
O'Gorman defeated Watertown last Saturday afternoon at O'Gorman High, 65-46. Caden Moffitt led the way. We'd like to congratulate Coach Roby again on his 500th career win.
All right, and the last meeting between these two squads, he alluded to it just a little bit. Roosevelt won the season opener December 12th. Boy, that doesn't seem like that long ago. It really was just about a month ago at Roosevelt, 80-73. We were still in 2020 that year. O'Gorman led at half, as I mentioned, 36-3. Had a nice game from Cade Moffitt. He had 22 points. Reese Arbogast had 14 in that ball game. O'Gorman won here last year, Dan, the game you and Isaac did in the Throwback Classic, January 9th last year, 62-54. That was a really close game down the stretch. The series history, this will be the 83rd meeting. Roosevelt, not many games going on tonight.
Let's kick back, folks. This is going to be a doozy. In the AA boys tonight, the only AA boys game in the state of South Dakota is right here, folks. And you can listen to the whole game with us on Real Presence Radio. And then girls, we're going to take a break after the boys game, and then we'll come back at the girls game about 8 o'clock, and they do the doubleheader. The other girls game going on across the state tonight is Watertown is at number 1 Sioux Falls, Washington. So, the only big action in Sioux Falls, everything's in Sioux Falls tonight.
Yeah.
Watertown's over at Washington, and you got the big doubleheader here. And You can't miss that, and stay with it. It's going to be a fun game. I look for this to be a close game down to the wire. Of course, I said that Saturday.
It's nail biters right down to the wire, so I'm kind of looking for that again tonight. So coming up on the other side of the break, Dan and I will just talk a little bit about some players to watch for Sioux Falls Roosevelt tonight. I wasn't able to get a hold of Coach Pregame, but we can also talk about his writers, and that's up after the break. You're listening to the Knights Game Day Show on Real Presence Radio.
At First Premier Bank and Premier Bank Card, we believe the greatest investment we can make is in our customers and communities. Thanks to our industry-leading service, products, and tools, we're helping our customers reach their financial goals and achieve success. Through the generosity of our employees and leadership, we're seeking ways to make an impact for good by investing in what matters most to you. It's the Premier way.
Catholic Family Services is here for you, regardless of age, faith, or ethnic origin. They provide services throughout eastern South Dakota, including mental health counseling for adults and children, grief therapy for individuals or groups, a divorce support group, and a grief camp for children. They also now offer online counseling, or go to sfcatholic.org/CFS.
All right, welcome back to the Knights Game Day Show. Brett Byler with you, Real Presence Radio. Talking a little bit about this Roosevelt team. They were, as we mentioned, the preseason #1 team. They returned a lot of players from their team last year. They only lost Brady Dannenbring, who graduated from last year, so a lot of returning experience back. They're all games. He's not shooting the ball very well, only 8 for 29 on threes on the year. Tucker Large is averaging about 8 points, 8 assists, and about 5 steals. So you got to really be careful with the ball around Tucker. He has quick hands, and I'm going to give a plug. This pains me to say it, but both Feldkamp and Large are going to go to SDSU for football next year. So good luck to those boys at state.
Where they go? I missed that. Where are they going?
Is your hearing aids turned up?
Yeah, I got my hearing aids on. Yeah.
Isaac's listening. And Paulson, he's a key player, 10.3 points a ball game. Tremendous receiver in football, very athletic kid. He had 17 in that first game against us and a lot in that third quarter. So Paulson's a kid to watch, athletic kid. Also, Marcus Phillips, he's a post player for him. And they have Talon Ashley, he's another player. He's a quarterback of the football team. Talon's a quick player, a really good shooter. I expect him to have a lot better game tonight than he did in the opener at Roosevelt.
But Marcus only played 2 of the 4 games.
So he played our game. He's sprained his ankle. He played Huron on Saturday. So he
the 3-point line,
which is low to me when I saw it with the shooters they have. With McCormick and Feldkamp and some of those guys, they can really shoot it. 27%. And like I said, their free throw percentage about knocked me off my seat last night. 40 for 77, 52%. That will not get it done.
You know, here they came out #1 ranked, and for that to be pre-ranked by everybody and come out and shooting threes, and they can shoot. That's what just throws me. You know, and that hearing stat. What were they again? They were
4 for 26.
Yeah. So I'm like, wow, either that basket was off or something. But anyway.
And one thing that sticks out about them is they only turn the ball over about 10 times a game, which is a good clip for high school. They force about 20 turnovers a game. So we're at OG, his Roosevelt Rough Riders.
So coming up after the break, Brett Byler sits down with the 500th career win coach Derek Roby as the Game Day Show continues on Real Presence Radio.
Hello, this is Mark Konzemius, president of the Catholic Community Foundation for Eastern South Dakota. Preparing for the end of life can be overwhelming, even scary. Yet as disciples of Christ, we live in great hope and the reality of God's promise that death is not the end, but a new beginning. The end-of-life planning workbook for Catholics is now available. I encourage you to reach out to one of our Catholic community.
We are guided by one simple principle. We do what we say we're going to do. We believe in ensuring our customers are happy with the work we deliver. Guarantee Roofing and Sheet Metal was established in Sioux Falls in 1981 and has been involved with installing more than 100 million square feet of commercial roofing across the Midwest. They have worked on businesses including schools, universities, hospitals, churches, and factories. For more information, you can call 605-331-5121 or online at guaranteeroofingsd.com.
Welcome back to the Knights Game Day Show, brought to you by First Premier Bank Card, and Guarantee Roofing and Sheet Metal. I'm now joined by O'Gorman boys basketball coach Derek Roby. Coach 13 lead after the first quarter, and then kind of like in the second quarter, that first half of the second quarter, Watertown was getting a lot of offensive rebounds. It seemed like they had more energy than us, and you kind of made that line change, so to speak, around the 4 or 5 minute mark of the second quarter. And that second,
frustrated as a staff because we thought we were just getting beat with the hustle points, if you will, on the boards. And, you know,
long shot, long rebound is what we preach to our guys. And some of our guys are going the boards hard. Well, some of them are oblivious to the fact that you have to, block out and do the fundamental things before. So they were going hard to the board, and our big guys that, had the hand on the basketball, and they were just getting bumped and from behind. And, I was just frustrated. So we went with, like you said, it looked like a hockey change. We went with 5 new guys, and boy, did they give us a lift. And they just really played hard. They knew that was going to be their opportunity to maybe put in some
Watertown. What have you seen from your defense the last 2 games? Obviously allowing a lot less points in the first 3 ball games.
We're trying to get better defensively. I don't know if we are. I think we're trying to play hard. I talked to one of our kids on the way out of one of the quarters last game, and I, flat out asked him, me being me, I said, hey, do you like coming out with so many seconds left? And they said, well, no. And I said, well, get better defensively then, so we can play it down the stretch. And he took offense to it, and personally, and he should have. He answered, we have to guard with a purpose and guard before their player gets the ball. Sometimes our kids are content with the other team moving where they want to move, and we have to, get 5 guys together that'll guard with a purpose and guard their guy before they actually touch the basketball. And if we can do that, we are going to be pretty good defensively, but right now we're not great defensively. We're just, we're catching teams on a cold night, I think.
They're coming off a loss to Huron. They defeated us in the first game at Roosevelt 80-73. Looking back at that first game, Coach, what would you like to see as some of the biggest improvements for your team against Roosevelt tonight from that first game to tonight to try to get a victory over them?
Well, we know out on a tough night shooting, I think. They are trying to play catch-up all night long. That's sometimes tough to do when you live and die around the three-point land. And so we're playing a team that's not necessarily snake bit, but certainly down because they got beat, and they had high hopes for the year. And with all of that being mentioned, we're going to have to have our A game going, because the last time we played them just a couple weeks ago, we felt pretty good about it. But
I know Watertown tried to, and it felt like we've had a little bit mixed results against the press. If so, how do we need to handle that press?
I totally see them coming out and pressuring us like most teams, because coaches share information. There's no secret there, and because of we had that lapse of struggling, trying to experiment with different ways of breaking the press, and we're not real tall to see up over zone presses, so they're going to come out. They're so doggone athletic, and they're going to come out tonight, I'm sure, and press. We thought that in the first game as well, but I always say this, and one of the things we struggled with even against Watertown is I told our guys, I said, part of the reason teams can successfully press you is that they're making a basket. So the very first thing to break a press is to stop them defensively, and that way they can't get set up. Well, and we know we're going to have a turnover too. You just can't string turnovers or 2 together, and you can't just let it snowball. So we're trying, and hopefully tonight against a really, really good Roosevelt team, we'll be able to break their press.
Well, thanks so much for your time. Good luck tonight, Coach.
Thank you much, Brett.
And that was Coach Derek Roby. You want to thank Coach Roby for his time.
Tonight's pregame coaches show for the Sioux Falls O'Gorman Knights has been brought to you by Canfield Business Interiors. Canfield Business Interiors provides products and designs for your workplace. For more information, you can find them online at canfieldco.com. Canfield, making space better. Now it's that time with our keys to victory. What do you got, Brett?
All right, we have to have success against Roosevelt's press, pressure, defense, limit turnovers against that defensive Roosevelt. So break that press.
Now I'm going to say, the big games, you need the big men. We got Cousin Eddie, we got Alperts and Ambrose. So they're going to have to. We mentioned that earlier. To me, they got to step up.
All right. Also limit Tucker Large's penetrations, averaging 8 assists a game. Keep Tucker out of the lane.
And they have to find Roosevelt shooters. Feldkamp, McCormick, Ashley Paulson, all good three-point shooters. Hey, hopefully they have the same game that they did in here the other night. And we're going to go on and pick who we think is going to have a breakout game. Brett, you go first.
David Alpers is my pick tonight.
I'm going with Cousin Eddie. I'm going with the big guys inside.
Big guys for us both.
So tonight's Sioux Falls O'Gorman Game Day show has been brought to you by First Premier Bank, Premier Bank Card. Premier is a proud sponsor of high school athletics and your O'Gorman Knights. First Premier Bank Card, investing in their communities.
Also tonight, Sioux Falls O'Gorman Knights Game Day show has been brought to you by Guarantee Roofing across the Midwest. For more information, you can call 605-331-5121 or online at guaranteeroofingsd.com. Coming up next is the Knights Tip-Off show. That's after the break.
At First Premier Bank and Premier Bank Card, we believe the greatest investment we can make success. Through the generosity of our employees and leadership, we're able to support nearly 700 South Dakota organizations and nonprofits with our time, money, and resources. At Premier, we're always seeking ways to make an impact for good by investing in what matters most to you. It's the Premier way.
At Guarantee Roofing and Sheet Metal, we are guided by one simple principle. We do what we say we're going to do. We believe in ensuring our customers are happy with the work we deliver. Guarantee Roofing and Sheet Metal was established in Sioux Falls in 1981 and has been involved with installing more than 100 million square feet of commercial roofing across the Midwest. They have worked on businesses including schools, universities, hospitals, churches, and factories. For more information, you can call 605-331-5121 or online at Guarantee Roofing.
On the Real Presence Radio Network, O'Gorman Knights Basketball is on the air. Brought to you by
Catholic Family Services, Catholic Community Foundation of Eastern South Dakota, Bishop O'Gorman Catholic Schools, McGuire Iron, Sioux Equipment Company, Behrendorf Family Chiropractic and Wellness, Canfield Business Interiors, the BB Agency Knights of Columbus Insurance, Barnett Lewis Funeral Home, Ide Bailey, First Premier Bank Card, Pizza Ranch and Fun Zone Arcade on 41st Street, Guarantee Roofing and Sheet Metal, Crossroads Book and Music.
Tip-off to tonight's game is just moments away. With all the exciting action of O'Gorman Knights Basketball, let's go to the gym.
And welcome back to the Pentagon for the Throwback Classic. O'Gorman.
I'm the chaplain of O'Gorman Junior High, as well as the chaplain of Christ the King Campus Ministry, our outreach in the city of Sioux Falls to our university and college students. We can begin in the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen. Heavenly Father, you give life and strength to every living creature. In you, gracious God, we live and move and have our being. We pray for all athletes who will be participating in today's game. We pray that their movements and strength might give you glory. We pray that every moment of celebration and disappointment might be an opportunity to grow closer to you. We pray for good sportsmanship, which honors your name, Lord. And most importantly, we pray that an abundance of enjoyment might be had by both the players and the spectators, so that through this game, we might know your love for us. We pray this in Jesus' name. Amen. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen.
Thank you, Father Matt. And now it's time for the starting lineup for the O'Gorman Knights, recorded by themselves. Enjoy.
That's number 15, 5'10", senior guard.
Michael Shea, number 24, 5'10", senior guard.
Ben Renshaw, number 4, 5'11", senior guard.
Eddie Myler, number 44, 6'6", senior forward center.
All right, the Knights are coached by Derek Roby. For the Riders, they'll be starting Tucker Large, Marcus Phillips. It looks like the lights are still coming on. Talon Ashley, Cor Qual, and Trey Horner. So Tyler Phelps.
I love it when they do it out here. This is a great venue for basketball.
So if you're watching, yeah, absolutely, Dan. The stream is on Real Presence Radio YouTube page, Real Presence Radio Sioux Falls, and the lights come back on. The Riders will be in like the yellow bottoms, yellow tops, probably vintage 1990s jerseys there, Dan. And O'Gorman's in the cathedral green stripes, white tops, white bottoms. I love those green uniforms.
The old cathedral days. Back with Monsignor Barnett.
Yep.
Shout out to Monsignor C. Barnett, and I know he's a big fan and listens and watches. So lights are back on, and we're getting ready to jump ball here. It's the O'Gorman Knights versus the Roosevelt Rough Riders, live from the Pentagon Heritage Court. And here's your play-by-play, Brett Byler.
Thank you, Dan. We're going to have Trey Horner and Eddie Myler jumping up when the Roosevelt. Marcus Phillips is back from that sprained ankle he had against us back on December 12th. Interesting to see how he looks moving around. Knights, same starting five as they had last game, Dan, against Watertown. That was their fifth difference. It does have a lot of injuries this year.
So we're waiting a little bit here, and we're going to get tipped off. So I'm not sure what they're doing here. Maybe the lights get back to 100%.
I think Ben Renshaw could have a pretty good game for O'Gorman tonight as well. I think he's a player.
Wow.
He's not going to be my pick to click. It's Alpers, but Ben is my second pick to click. Renshaw guarded by Tucker Large. Over to Arbogast on the handoff. Reese takes the screen from Eddie. Nice little pass, and he's bumped by Trey Horner, and a foul. That's a nice looking little give and go that time.
And I cannot read the numbers on the front of the Roosevelt jerseys, folks.
It's almost like their football uniforms at Howard Wood, where you can, it is hard to tell.
Wow.
Moffitt, again, that same play, and Horner blocks it. Moffitt gets it back, muscles it up, and scores it.
And Moffitt stayed with it and took it to the basket.
So it's almost like an excuse me point for Moffitt, who got rejected. Ball popped right back into his arms, and he used some strength and scored. Knights in a 2-3 zone, Dan. That's what they played mostly in that first game against Roosevelt. Here's Large. His penetration is no good. Loose ball, and it'll be Roosevelt ball.
Good defense by the Knights.
So Knights have now in a man, so they switch defenses up. That's what you got to do against a team as explosive as Roosevelt. You can't give him one consistent look for the full 32 minutes. Here's Taylon Ashley's threes, no good. Michael Shea collects the rebound. So the Riders go 0 for 2 on their first. Moffitt, and he'll lose it out of bounds. It'll be Riders ball. I think Kay could have shot the three right away. He had an open look. He over dribbled just a little bit.
He thought of it. But I'm glad to see Reese back 100% after that big fall last.
A loose ball this time. We have a jump ball between Renshaw and Phillips. The arrow favors the Riders. The Riders on the scoreboard tonight, folks, are the
Cade, that's the 6'3 senior.
Riders to Phillips. Going baseline cut off by Moffitt. Out to Tucker Large. Clock is now at 19 for the Riders. Phillips. Defense by Renshaw and a turnover by the Riders.
See, they're reaching in. Now, Renshaw just did that like Moffitt did. And that's what I'm sure coach is like, hey, go after that ball.
Those post players don't like little guards reaching at the ball.
Nope. Here's a little bit of press now by the Rough Riders.
Little 1-2-2. Nice drop step move off the glass is good for Eddie Myler. 4-0 O'Gorman.
There's my player right there. Well, they're all, I'd like to see them all succeed, but
2 minutes in the ball game. Knights up 4-0 with baskets by Moffitt and Cousin Eddie. Here is a three for Phillips, is no good. Might get Tucker, who cannot believe it, for a foul.
But it was 4 on 1. Moffitt was the only one and had 4 Rough Riders right behind him, and they got him for the foul. So it'll be a Gorman ball underneath.
That's one of those plays where your coach, you yell and pull it back, but then you get the foul call, and you're like, okay, we'll live with that. Here is Myler, and he is fouled by Phillips and hit him on the arm. And I believe from the last game, Mr. Struck said Eddie's about an 80% free throw shooter. So early in the season, a pretty good free throw shooter is Eddie, and he's going to make me not sound smart and misses it. It's almost one of those announcers thing when kids are at a free throw line, you just don't want to say anything because whatever you say, they'll do the opposite of.
And if Isaac was here, I'd like to know, is it easier or harder to play these teams like this within a month or not waiting, play them again until February?
One thing we're going to mention when we get the next dead ball is a little bit about this gym and how that can affect some play tonight because it's a lot different setting than you're used to. So here's Roosevelt with the ball. Taylon Ashley, good defense, Dan. So far, active hands for the Knights. Only 12 on the shot clock now. Large for 3, no good. Moffitt, so it's 1-4 O'Gorman. Here's Shea. Way off the mark, little short. Here comes Tucker Large, who's quick as a hiccup. Over to Corqual, excuse me. There's an offensive foul as Ben Renshaw took the charge.
Oh, he got an Oscar for that one. He gets an Oscar for
back to the ball game for Michael Shea, a little bit more offense. Here comes Chad Ambrose. Will replace Cade Moffitt. And Tyler Feldkamp is into the game for Sioux Falls Roosevelt. He replaces Corqual. As Dan mentioned, the Riders have not scored. It's 4:46 left in the first quarter. It's Knights 4, Riders 0.
It'd be different. We were like 12 or 14 to nothing. But
Riders and man-to-man defense still. That's kind of their staple under Coach Pregame, a lot of man. Ambrose is a three-point threat out there, guarded by Phillips. Over to Arbogast, 12 on the shot clock. Down low to Cousin Eddie. Drop step, spins, and that's Eddie Myler making Dan Johnson look like a smart man. Has 4 points early going 6-0 O'Gorman. What a nice drop step move off glass by Eddie Myler.
Textbook.
A shot Tim Duncan made famous for so many years. Here is Large. Eddie tried to draw the charge and Tucker Large. Renshaw with it. So we got 3 really good 3-point shooters for the Knights in the game. Eng, Renshaw, and Arbogast. That's knocked out of bounds by Feldkamp.
Hey, here comes Alpers and Moffitt in.
You can hear some boos from the Roosevelt crowd as David Alpers, former Roosevelt player, enters the game.
And he's a player, I'll tell you that, folks.
Well, shot clock's only at 7 now, Dan. Gotta hurry. Here's Moffitt, a lot of dribbling. In low, misses the shot. Feldkamp, but they're going to say Moffitt must have touched it.
I thought that'd be a Gorman ball, but anyway.
I did too.
6-2, under 3.5 in the first quarter from Heritage Court.
That was a nice look by Moffitt, just off the back iron. So far, I would say O'Gorman's been getting almost one in. It went up in the air by about a mile and came all the way down and missed. We got a foul. Let's see, was that on Ambrose? Did you see, was that on Alpers or Ambrose, Dan? I think it was on...
Again on Ambrose.
Ambrose, okay.
First foul for the Knights.
And Dannenbring makes the free throw. Let's see. Brandon Dannenbring on the year is only been to the line 4 times. He's made 2, so now he's 3 for 5. Ambrose, and it's going to be O'Gorman ball. It's an impressive one-handed rebound by Mr. Phillips that time.
But I love the intensity, the aggressiveness.
And that was one of our keys to victory. Match Roosevelt's intensity at the start of the ball game. You knew Roosevelt was going to be fired up after losing that game to winless Huron on Saturday. And Tucker Large has picked up, I believe, his 2nd foul. You don't want to do that 30 feet away from the basket, especially.
And that's your 15th foul here in the first quarter. So,
is that a technical foul they just gave Large? And it was, I believe, Large. So we'll see. The referees are in a conference, but he literally, as Large was walking out, looked at him and teed him up.
Yeah.
So let's see if they hold true to the technical.
They have to.
Referee walks to the scorer's table. He's talking to, I believe, Jacob Tupper's working up at the score table.
And Reese is going to the free throw line.
So that should be... And the referee is now talking to Coach Mitch Pregame right now in front of the Roosevelt bench. That's not the one that teed up Large.
No. It was a bald-headed one.
So now Arbogast to the line for the one technical free throw, and he makes it. He bends the knees, shot is up, and good. So that's 2 points for O'Gorman. So nice turn of events for the Knights. We played at Roosevelt, Dan, 2 games this year. Well, this is the second one. Feldkamp got teed up in the first half of the first game. Now Large got teed up, and then Phil... Not for sure. He's had a lot going on with nothing happen here in the last minute of actual time. Besides the Arbogast free throws, they're going to give the ball to O'Gorman. Now they're going back to the score table, and we have Eddie Myler going to check in. I believe he's coming back in.
Elpers, Arbogast, Moffitt, Myler, Ing in for the Knights. 8-3.
So with a technical foul, you get 2 free throws, and you also get to keep the possession of the ball. So this technically could be a 5-point possession for O'Gorman if they hit a 3. Moffitt on the drive, 1-1, and he's hacked on the arm and by Paulson, goes to the free throw line. If you're Coach Roby, you have to love the start of this ball game. If you're Coach Begg.
9-3, 2:41 in the first. Renshaw's getting ready to check in.
Moffitt makes the second as well, so 4 for 4 on that possession on free throws for O'Gorman. Nice little pass down low from Ashley to Dannenbring for the basket. So Talon Ashley leaves it to Brandon Dannenbring, and he hits a layup. It's now 10-5 O'Gorman, 2:16 left in the first quarter. O'Gorman now kind of taking their time offensively. No rush. Wild shot. I was going to say, and he gets a travel. That time Moffitt didn't have anything going. He just kind of put his head down and dribbled in too far and traveled. So we have Vance Borchers in the game for the first time for the Riders. So Borchers, Paulson, Ashley, Feldkamp, and Dannenbrink. And Ashley is fouled. And is this on Renshaw?
It was like a football. He just took the ball and went right in. Good heads-up play by him. Renshaw picks up his first.
So Talon Ashley to the line, drills the first free throw.
Second team foul.
In times he's made 2 coming into the game as well. So second free throw is up by Ashley, a little long. Costello with the rebound. John Costello could have a vintage JP Costello game like tonight. Nice pass down low to Eddie Myler. Out to Shea. Three-pointer.
Yes!
Good in the corner from Michael Shea.
Where did that come from? First three-pointer of the night for the Knights.
That was a nice look by Eddie.
Nice.
Had the ball too far underneath the hoop and found the open Shea for the 3. Actually, Eddie Myler with the rebound.
Oh, Eddie's getting the rebound underneath tonight.
And you notice that Roosevelt's always been one and done so far tonight, so the Knights doing a good job on their defensive glass. We haven't, because Roosevelt hasn't been able to score much. There's a three-pointer by Renshaw's no good. So when you can't score, as Coach Roby said in the pregame show, you can't set up a press.
No.
You know, so with the Roosevelt. Here is Ashley with it. Out to Paulson. Around the horn is Feldkamp with 37 seconds left in the first quarter. Borchers thought about the 3. Will pull it back out.
13-second difference from the game clock.
Ashley all the way to the hoop. Misses the layup. Offensive rebound by Dannenbrink. No good. Out of bounds to Roosevelt. So Rosie has 24 seconds left to deal with. And the shot clock is off. So if they wanted to, they could hold for the final shot, which I assume they will. Feldkamp guarded by Shea at the top of the key. He'll dribble it to the ground. 7 seconds left off the screen. Goes in. Paulson for 3 from the corner is good. Michael Paulson drills the 3, and that's how the first quarter will end. After 1, it's the Sioux Falls O'Gorman Knights 13, the Sioux Falls Roosevelt.
Family Chiropractic and Wellness is a third-generation chiropractic practice focusing on inspiring patients to take control of their personal health and the health of their families. Uncle Ann is excited to welcome his wife Larissa to the practice. Ferendorf Family Chiropractic and Wellness is located on the northwest corner of 49th Street and South.
Been asked what differentiates Canfield Business Interiors from other companies. It's our knowledge, expertise, and over 100 years of combined experience. It's how we use our in-house design capabilities to enhance your workspace. To us, it's not just a transaction. It's about our status, just like those Knights. Go Knights!
Welcome back to the Pentagon Heritage Court into the first quarter. Knights up 13-9.
I don't think Roosevelt's got hardly any second chance opportunities so far, and without them being able to score much, they haven't been able to press O'Gorman too, which I think's the thing they would like to do. So we'll see what happens. The second quarter is underway. Brett Byler, Dan Johnson with you from Heritage Court at the Sanford Pentagon in Sioux Falls, South Dakota. Here's Roosevelt Michael Paulson over to Trey Horner. He's going to back Eddie Myler down. He traveled, I think. Yeah.
Oh, he can't take
2-1 or 2-1-2, however they want to do it, press.
The thing now is Roosevelt's got 16 fouls, so next one they'll be at the line for the whole second quarter for the Knights.
Down low is Myler. No good. Horner did a good job defending him that time.
A little hard.
Eddie had a couple very nice post moves for 2 baskets in that first quarter. So Feldkamp, Borchers, Horner, Paulson, Quall, the 5 for the Riders.
Second before he did it, like, should I take it? And they're still going to press here. Oh,
bad pass. Paulson to steal, no foul call. Looked like he might have got hit. Here's Core Quall. Yes, and it counts. And that's what Coach Roby does not want to happen, having, one basket lead to a turnover, lead to another basket, lead to another basket. You might see a timeout from him soon if this keeps up.
If he makes this, that'll be 6 straight points for him and the Rough Riders.
Well, then they had the 3-pointer at the end of the quarter. Were you counting?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, you're counting that.
For the second.
So we got a few new Knights. Chad Ambrose is in the game. So Ambrose, Myler, Moffitt, Renshaw, and Arbogast. Michael Shea will check out. Qual's free throw is up. Those free throw shooting, Dan, that's something to kind of monitor tonight because Roosevelt's cutting the ball game only a 51% team free throw shooters. That's not good. Here is Moffitt baseline, cut off by Borchers, out to Myler, back to Ambrose, over to Renshaw, three-pointer by Renshaw, straight through there, Ben Renshaw from downtown.
We needed that.
Renshaw's been really shooting the ball well the last couple of balls. First quarter, teams exchanging three-pointers. The Knights are now down by one, 17-16. Here is Renshaw again, no good, loose ball. Eddie's on the floor, Michael Paulson rebounds. Here comes Tyler Feldkamp. Feldkamp with a hesitation dribble, almost threw it out of bounds. Paulson for three, no good. Horner looked like he might have been over the back, no call. Feldkamp offensive rebound, scores it.
He stayed with it.
Ooh, Reese with the turnover. That's the second turnover against the press. Feldkamp with the steal. Paulson, no good. There's a blocking foul on Arbogast, so he will go to the line as Michael Paulson. So there's that
press against Watertown on Saturday. So it's really kind of, that's where it seemed like they'd get right up about the timeline, between the timeline and half court, and they'd stop like 3 feet from the.
And there's a miss by Paulson at the line. And one of the things you need to do against the press is O'Gorman's throwing too long of passes, especially against the athleticism of Feldkamp and those guys. You can't throw cross-court passes against the press.
Well, they're just playing football. So
he's just intercepting the ball, playing defensive back roll. So Paulson makes the second one. Riders have pushed their lead in the first quarter. Renshaw, corner is Moffitt. Tough shot by him. No, doesn't hit anything. Here's Qual. Qual around Arbogast, no good. Gets his offensive rebound. Will take it back out. Renshaw is all over him. Down low to Horner. Against Ambrose. And Trey Horner, yes, and a lefty hook shot. You don't see many of those shots in basketball these days.
Okay, Cousin Eddie's in for Ambrose.
I think that's Ambrose's second foul, too, if I believe so. So Trey Horner, the 6'6 senior player, to the line for the and one opportunities. His free throw is up and no good. Out there. Which is a little different than the first game we played where he had 22 points. He hasn't shot the ball once so far. Here's 19 on shot clock. Borchers around Arbogast. Out to Qual. Hands off to Borchers, who lines up an NBA three, no good. Cade Moffitt with the rebound for O'Gorman. O'Gorman needs some points this possession. Moffitt for three, no good. And rebound by Qual.
13-2.
Gets all the way to the hoop, misses the 5-foot jump shot.
Halfway through the second quarter, 22-16. Riders on top.
Down low, Moffitt fumbles it and another turnover.
Wow, all of a sudden it's like turnover city here.
Left in the second quarter, the Riders have their biggest lead, 24-16. Is it now 15-2 here in the second quarter?
Yep.
So what we've seen in the second quarter is a lot of opposite of the first quarter. Turnovers, didn't have those in the first quarter, you have 4. And then we've allowed a lot of offensive rebounds. So, I mean, those are two things that have swung the game. And then plus, we're very cold shooting here in this.
And all of a sudden it's like things just kind of fell apart for the Knights right there. But we're halfway through the second quarter. This game was far from being over, down by 8, not bad.
Yeah, that's what timeouts can do too, is just kind of slow you down, just take 20 seconds off the shot clock, run the offense, and probably going to get a good shot. But there's a turnover as Taylor Ashley with the steal. I think that's Arbogast's second turnover this quarter. 10-point game, 26-16 now. His boys between the break of the end of the first, start of the second was working. Tucker Large back in the game. Fallaway shot is good, and he has 2 fouls, so he has checked back in the game as well. Here, O'Gorman, try to get him the third foul.
They haven't fouled.
Ang for 3, no good. Alpers again with the rebound opportunity, but Talon Ashley has it, and Michael Shea, I believe, will pick up the loose ball foul. I mean, that was a great look by. So that's what we have 6 team fouls now, Dan, on O'Gorman, 6 on Rosie.
Yeah, it was 6-2 there. All of a sudden, we picked up quick 4 fouls there.
And the referee is in front of the Roosevelt bench, and sometimes referees don't like to hear from the assistant coaches. I just know I have a coach friend through it much. So we have a little stoppage and play out. Another one with the ball underneath the O'Gorman hoop as Roosevelt's way to take it out of bounds. Coming up on the halftime show, sponsored by the Knights of Columbus field agents, Jeff Gillen, David Cook, Carl Libby, and Phil Carlson.
Tell you what, the girls had a good win in Pierre, and see them come out and the way they played, if they can continue that momentum that they had out in Pierre, they were very aggressive, and they, Pierre had 25 turnovers in that game, Dan. I don't know if you saw the final stats. Now, Tucker Large is checking out. This has been the strangest first half of stoppages by the referees I've seen in a while. For extended periods of time, too. I mean, these players are just standing out there now for probably about 2 minutes of nothing happening. Here we go.
All right, so Roosevelt ball just about David Alpers, who I thought might block it.
You see the fake?
Yeah.
Oh, that was sweet. A nice shot by him.
Tremendous athlete is sophomore Talon Ashley. Over here's Matt Ang with the guard by Feldkamp. Quick hands by Paulson, knocks it into the Roosevelt bench. Listening to know if he's committed somewhere for football, let me know. I think he might be. I'm just not for sure where. Here is Alpers all the way to the hoop. No, around Renshaw. Alpers got a piece of it. Eddie's back on the ground. Eddie's looks like Riley Benson from a few years ago. Just offensive line, that's for sure. Up for 3, no good. That was his first shot attempt. Paulson offensive rebound. Ashley very aggressive, Dan. In the second quarter, drills that 15-footer.
He's got a nice soft shot. 32-18 now.
Affected by Horner. That's off. Oh, Feldkamp grabs it and say it was off Eddie's arm. Here comes Feldkamp. Out to Ashley. From 15, short. Alpers corrals it. There's a rebound around David Alpers. He's going to get it, folks.
This whole second quarter has been Roosevelt.
So how many does O'Gorman have? 4 points? How many points this quarter does O'Gorman have, Dan?
5.
Hey, Roosevelt the possession. Renshaw didn't know it because that had been an over and a back, and Feldkamp misses the layup.
He was making an NBA move there.
Good contest by Myler. Ooh, almost a steal by Paulson. O'Gorman's just disjointed offensively right now. So we have a difference of about 3 seconds, shot clock and game clock in the second quarter. Fouled all the way to the basket, and he'll shoot free throws.
That'd be on Michael Shea, I believe.
I think that's maybe the third then on Michael Shea. Or wait a second, a couple of his fouls. This is first, excuse me. I know one of his fouls went to Eddie early on. Mm-hmm. This quarter has been all about Talon Ashley for Sioux Falls Roosevelt. He's a trip. Got the line change with 13 seconds left. Rush Landry, Harry Huners in the ball game.
Reese is back with.
Does O'Gorman have?
Oh, they was. You were correct. You were correct.
Okay, here's Arbogast. Shot is no good. Loose ball. Alpers too hard. Tipped around. Huners no good. So O'Gorman had about 3 chances at it, folks, but none of them went in, and that's kind of the story of the second quarter. So at half, by your Knights of Columbus field agents for Sioux Falls area, Jeff Gillen, Carl Libby, David Cook, and Phil Carlson. You're listening to Real Presence Radio, O'Gorman Knights boys basketball.
Pre-planning a funeral is a wonderful gift for families. I'm David Lewis of Barnett Lewis R for Funeral Services. I will listen to all needs and offer choices for funeral arrangements and make sure all questions are answered. Barnett Lewis Funeral Home can be contacted at 336-0707.
Assurance and business advisory services to clients across the nation. With offices in Sioux Falls and 40-plus locations in 15 states, Ide Bailey is the workplace for 2,500 professionals. Their firm is a supporter of O'Gorman Knights athletics and activities and the Real Presence Radio Network.
Your family is depending on you to provide financial security for them. The Knights of Columbus can help you with insurance solutions such as disability income, long-term care, both term and whole life, annuities, retirement, and estate planning services. Join at 605-882-8689. That's 605-882-8689.
At Guarantee Roofing and Sheet Metal, we are guided by one simple principle. We do what we say we're going to do. We believe in ensuring our customers are happy with the work we do across the Midwest. They have worked on businesses including schools, universities, hospitals, churches, and factories. For more information, you can call 605-331-5121 or online at guaranteeroofingsd.com.
From the Real Presence Radio Network, welcome to the O'Gorman Knights Halftime Show, brought to you by your Knights of Columbus field agents for the Sioux Falls area. Jeff Gillen, Carl Libby.
The first game of the doubleheader here tonight, the Throwback Classic, live from the Sioux Falls Pentagon on Heritage Court. Folks who've never been out here, this is a fabulous place to play basketball here. This is just fun. You know, at the end of the first quarter, it was 13-9, and second quarter, it's pretty much been all Roosevelt.
It was pretty much a tale of two quarters, Dan. And first quarter, O'Gorman got down low to Eddie Myler. Eddie had a couple nice turnaround shots at the basket. Cade got a couple shots at the basket. Then the second quarter happened, and it was just a lot of turnovers on the press. And then we allowed a lot of offensive rebounds, kind of like that water tank.
There they picked off.
In the about first minute or so too, yeah.
So did we get shook up?
You know,
we should expect that.
Yeah, I mean, at this point in the season, it wasn't like they just like right in your face presses. You have a Feldkamp and a Paulson, and those guys, they're all state receivers. I mean, they can cover some ground. And I just think we didn't get as very good shots offensively. You're like, I need to make a basket, gets back in the ball game. You forget to run your offense.
You play too hard to come back, and that can hurt you. And I think that's what's going on here. So
and then Roosevelt really got the hustle points, Dan, and that just drives Coach
25-5. And when you only score, the Peer Lady Governors, and I'll go back to that. They went almost 8. They went over a quarter between the game. 11. It was 11 something, wasn't it?
Yeah. In the first, they didn't score for
8-10 minutes in a ball game, or you only score 5 a quarter. It's pretty hard. But now, from the last game we played with them a month ago, we were up at half, and they came 29-33. Look at the rebounds. 20 for Roosevelt, 14 for the Knights and Steels. They got
a quick break. When we come back, we're going to do a quick preview of this nightcap here. It's the O'Gorman girls and Roosevelt girls teeing off at 8 o'clock. We'll preview that game next on the Knights Halftime Show.
To our industry-leading service, products, and tools, we're helping our customers reach their financial goals and achieve success. Through the generosity of our employer Premier, we're always seeking ways to make an impact for good by investing in what matters most to you. It's the Premier way.
At McGuire Iron, we purchase water tower infrastructure for over 100 years. We pride ourselves on using faith principles in our business. Iron and the Jones family, we wish all O'Gorman students and student athletes good luck this year.
2 of the doubleheader between the O'Gorman girls at 4-1 on the year, ranked number 3 in state, versus the Roosevelt Riders girls at 3-2. We'll probably go on the air about 7:40 for that one. And one thing I'm looking forward to rebounds in that ball game, and we saw O'Gorman get 20 offensive rebounds against Pierre the other night. So I think that'll be
the girls going to have their work cut out for them tonight. There's no doubt about it. You got Han and Ronzik. They're going to have their work cut out for them tonight. But I'm hoping Izzy's on her game tonight and can light.
They know O'Gorman likes to run, get out fast. They're going to try to prevent that and make it a half-court game. So look at the tempo of that game to be a factor. I think Roosevelt's going to
down. That's the whole thing there. If Roosevelt wants to slow it, but if Coldridge wants to push it, the Knights ladies, they're going to push it, and they're good for that. So the Inside O'Gorman tonight has been brought to you by Bishop O'Gorman Catholic Schools. Our 6 elementary schools, junior high and high school, exemplify gospel values, strong student achievement, and community service. Our schools strive to have excellent. To schedule a tour, enrollment opens February 22nd. Not that far away. Next month, folks.
All right, thanks a lot, Dan. We're going to take
The future. Is the road there inevitable? It's not. That's why O'Gorman education matters. These are the moments that will shape your life. This is where your path will unfold. What are you waiting for? You belong in blue.
Your family is depending on you to both term and whole life, annuities, retirement, and estate planning services. Join the Knights of Columbus today at kfc.org/join us for access to all these insurance services. Call the BB Agency at 605-882-8689. That's 605-882-8689.
Was insurance for South Dakota, Southwest Minnesota, and northeastern Iowa. For life insurance, long-term care insurance, and retirement products, call the BB Agency at 605-882-8689 to connect to a field agent near you. And here's the start of the second half. Here's Brett Byler.
Thanks a lot, Dan. Quick note, the JVs for Roosevelt won as well as the sophomore boys for Roosevelt won. So the freshmen are going on right now, and the turnover for O'Gorman to start the second half, not what they wanted to do. Here's Taylor. For Roosevelt, the ball lands right in Coach Mitch Begamen's lap. Again, the only other game going on tonight, folks, is AA girls, and that'll be Watertown at Washington, number 1 Sioux Falls, Washington. That's a 7 o'clock start.
That's 8 turnovers now for the Knights in this game.
Feels like even more than that, but with foul call. That's not very commonplace anymore. I don't think anyone ever thinks they commit a foul anymore. But Trey Horner that time just raised his hand and said he did.
Oh.
I know when you played, Dan, you never committed any fouls.
Well, I'm not
Were there fouls called back in your day?
Oh, and you didn't raise your hand. That was, you got.
Oh, Reese goes down. Did he turn his ankle or he just kind of fell?
Fell backwards.
So 2 possessions, 2 turnovers for O'Gorman. Tucker Large is going to get a blocking foul on Eddie Myler, who thought he was set, and that was a bang-bang. It was set. I don't know if he's outside of the circle or not, but he was definitely set.
That's 2 on Cousin Eddie. First team foul for the second half. Riders ball under their back.
Oh, Tucker Large off the back of Michael Shea scores a layup. We've seen that happen once in a while. It was your defender have a back to a player. Smart play by Tucker Large. And you don't want to be in the other end of having that happen to you. Here is Reese all the way. Yes, and it counts. Reese Arbogast. And Trey Horner goes to check out. I don't know what happened to him. He looks a little shaken up.
Moving his neck around.
So Reese will have an and one opportunity. Bends the knees. Free throw is up, and it is nothing but nylon. So 15-point game early in the third quarter. It's the Knights 36, the Riders 36, the Knights 21. O'Gorman in the home white tops, white bottoms, green trim. Roosevelt in the gold tops, gold bottoms, and red trim. Vintage 1990s jerseys for the Riders.
Oh. Did Reese get in that for the turnover?
I think he did.
He caused that.
You know, if you're O'Gorman, your first goal is to try to get to 10 at some point here.
23-36.
And this is the group, Dan, where O'Gorman had success in the first quarter against this 5 for Roosevelt. So there's Core Qual, nice floater. It was kind of that second group with Paulson and Feldkamp that had the biggest results. Here's that press. Reese breaks that, gets to the corner, gets trapped, looking for help, finds Eddie.
Eddie's like, you didn't call it, and then the whistle, late
His
whistle.
Danbury never got his full body in front of him. He kind of has half his body. Well, you can't impede the progress of a player like that.
Okay, Matt Ings in for Cade Moffitt.
Eng hit 1-3 in the Arbogast fighting for it, and Ashley hits it off the referee, the O'Gorman ball. Even though Talon thought it was Roosevelt ball, he literally just hit it off the side of the referee's shoulder.
They gave Ing 2 on that one in the first half.
Oh, they did?
Yeah.
Roosevelt picked up a lot of quick fouls here in the third quarter.
Four team fouls here in 2.5 minutes. And Eddie's going to the line.
As a coach, you don't like that when you have a lead because A, you get it in the penalty, and B, quicker, you stop the clock. And if you're Roosevelt, you want that clock right, and Eddie barely hit the rim on that free throw, way short. So Tyler Feldkamp is in the game, replacing Talon Ashley. David Alpers will check in the game. I think he's coming in for Eddie, the shooter. Eddie with his second free throw. The 6'6 senior bends his knee. His free throw is short again, and Marcus Phillips rebounds it. So Eddie's having a rough time at the free throw stripe tonight. And Core Qual is rejected, and the Knights turn it back over. Sure, the background is a lot different shooting here at the Pentagon. It's way more open than most gyms, so sometimes as a shooter, you have difficulties for a while adjusting to a different background, the bigger court, just a different building.
Oh, your vision is way off on some of this, so it lets you come out here and practice.
And even if you do, you're just not used to
what, 2 top 5 teams here back in December? Iowa and Gonzaga played out here?
Yeah.
On national?
They did, yeah. Dannenbrink makes the first. He is in and out on the second. Rebound by Alpers. Dannenbrink's a tremendous linebacker for the football team for Roosevelt. Here is Reese down low to Alpers in that pass.
A lot of good football players
at
graduation, as we do, as us as well.
Nice pass down low to Alpers, out to Shea. Shea for 3, no good. Alpers fighting between Phillips and Ashley, and it stays with O'Gorman. So good work by David as well. Here's Alpers going to make a move down low against Phillips, and he scores it. So David Alpers being aggressive.
Scores his first basket of the night.
No one decided to guard Ashley. Now dribbles into Corqual. Out to Tucker Large. Crosses over. What a Dan Roosevelt. Oh. And that's a steal by Michael Shea. Feldkamp probably should have shot the layup. Here is a 3 by Matt Eng, in and out. Loose ball. Reese Arbogast has it.
Good hustle by Reese.
Tucker Large fighting for it. The ball will be staying with O'Gorman.
Roosevelt is aggressive on this third quarter. They are hustling.
Shea dribbles in, no good on the shot. Alpers fighting for the rebound, gives O'Gorman another opportunity. Here's a shot by Matt Eng, no good. Michael Shea with the rebound. So Rosie's not rebounding very well here. Wild shot by Moffitt, scores it.
Nice pass inside there, and he went up and around. I thought he would have got rejected, but he took it right to him.
That's something that doesn't show up big in the score sheet, but give David Alpers credit for that basket just because of his hustle. And he's tied up by Shea, jump ball.
Shea's right at it. He was down here on the offense, got the rebound and stuff, and Michael Shea, the 5'10 senior, and he talk about a football player there. Alpers and Moffitt.
All right, so it'll be Roosevelt ball all the way to the basket. What a nice little move by Tyler Feldkamp. That was a high difficulty left-handed Moffitt right now. And Moffitt doing a lot of dribbling, losing the ball back out to Matt Eng for 3, no good. Tucker Large fighting for it. Ben Renshaw has it. Out to Michael Shea for 3. Short. Phillips with the rebound.
You live by the 3 or you go down with the 3?
Borchers at the hop, skip, and a jump and a layup. So Vance Borchers with the basket. This game's a little helter-skelter.
Alpers. It's kind of reminding me of a pickup game right now. I'm sorry, folks.
Yeah, the last minute and a half pretty much has been.
A Saturday afternoon pickup game in the park. Okay, 5.
Harry Huners is in for the Knights, as well as Eddie Myler's checked back in. Moffitt going baseline, basically dribbled into contact, no call by the ref. And thought about the 3, goes over to Phillips. Down low is Feldkamp against Eng, and he's going to be fouled by Matt Eng, who groin. Sorry, don't want to get hit there. So Feldkamp will get 2 free throws. Feldkamp was posting up, and that was smart. He's so much stronger than Eng, and he just backed him underneath the basket. 2:03 left in the third quarter. Riders up on the Knights at Heritage Court. Roosevelt comes to the game at 2-2, while O'Gorman is 3-2 on the young season. Coach Roby's looking for down low is Myler. Nice drop step, left-handed shot is good. Borcher, an offensive foul as Renshaw takes a spill and is trying to get up and does. Good sportsmanship by Feld. On you all the time. So the Knights slowly getting it past half. Nice job of Eddie back and Phillips below the basket. Eddie scores it.
Eddie's in double figures now with 10.
So the Knights are creeping closer now. Throw line, smooth jumper is good. Talon Ashley is getting to pretty much any spot he wants on the court tonight. He's only a sophomore too. A 4-0 run. It's now 49-31 Roosevelt. 36 seconds left in the third quarter. Renshaw almost stepped out of bounds. Did not. Eddie's trying to post up Phillips. They just can't get him the ball. There they do.
Shea's in for Matt Ing. Elpers comes in for cousin Eddie.
So the Riders sitting in pretty good shape here, up 18 with about 15 seconds left in the third quarter. Feldkamp will have it. Gets the screen by Phillips with 6. Feldkamp back out to Phillips for 3. Is short. He'll get it back. He'll shoot at the buzzer, and it's good. And I believe they'll count it, right, Dan? Marcus Phillips, I think, got it off in time.
2 point.
For the start of the fourth quarter, you're listening to Knights basketball on Real Presence Radio.
Crossroads Book and Music is a local source for Catholic gifts and supplies. From rosaries and medals to books and Bibles, crosses that are great for weddings, anniversaries, birthdays, or any special occasion. Crossroads is located at 41st and Grange next to Camille's. Crossroads, books, gifts, music.
Hi, I'm Larry Canfield with Canfield Business Interiors. I've often been asked what differentiates our in-house design capabilities to enhance your workspace. To us, it's not just a transaction. It's about our satisfaction guaranteed philosophy that seeks a positive outcome for all. The reason
Welcome back to the Pentagon for the first game of the doubleheader here tonight at the Throwback Classic. Boys playing first tonight, start of the fourth quarter.
O'Gorman ball. 28 seconds on the shot clock. Ooh, Michael Shea just threw it away. I believe, right, or was it tipped?
They tipped. Oh, no, they're going to give it to... They're talking.
So it looks like they were going to give it to Roosevelt. Now they're throwing it back to the other ref.
No, Roosevelt.
Call. So here comes the Riders with the ball. Only 31 points for O'Gorman through 3 quarters. That, besides the Yankton game, which I don't know what we had in that one, that's to be a season low through 3 quarters. Here's Feldkamp against Shea. Kind of crossing over out to Tucker Large. They're going to get...
That's our first quarter score, 13 points that quarter.
Okay. So Horner going to check out. Marcus Phillips going to check in. So your 5 for O'Gorman's Renshaw, Arbogast, Shea, Moffitt, and Eddie. So your starting 5 for O'Gorman is on the court. Arbogast, Large one for the steal. Boy, Tucker. Large all the way over to Phillips for 3. Short. Rebound by Renshaw. Roosevelt here in the fourth quarter, you might want to slow it down just a little bit and try to use some of the clock when you're up by 20.
If we can get hot and put some threes up, they'll be...
Because the clock is your friend if you're Roosevelt. Yep. Here's Eddie down low. It's been the best offense all night for O'Gorman. Nice step-through shot. It's good. Roosevelt's not double teaming. They might want to think about that, but up 18, you don't want to allow open threes, I guess, either. So they probably rather give up a 2 than an open 3.
Eddie's got 12 now in the night.
Dan's pick to click is looking pretty darn good right now. Here is Borcher's dangerous pass, and that was deflected out of bounds.
Fouls for this half for Roosevelt, 3 for the Rough Riders. So Gorman will be free throw line the rest of the game.
So now it'll be Riders ball. Pass around the Prairie Knights in a man defense now. Here's Corqual down low, and I think he hooked. Yeah, good call by the ref. He hooked Renshaw that time.
I think we're going to have a timeout here by the Rough Riders.
Ball on Real Presence Radio.
Hello, this is Mark Konzemius, President of the Catholic Community Foundation for Eastern South Dakota. Preparing for the end of life can be overwhelming, even scary. Yet as disciples of Christ, we live in great hope and the reality of God's promise that Community Foundation offices or ccfesd.org. May God bless each of us on our journey to heaven.
Okay, welcome back to the Pentagon here at Heritage Court. 6:26 to go in regulation. Roosevelt Rough Riders 51, O'Gorman Knights 33. It'll be O'Gorman Bull.
Yes. Gets a screen by Alpers. Here's Renshaw stepping into a three way off the mark. Here's Tucker Large with the rebound. Out to Core Quall. And he is fouled, and he scores at Core Quall with the basket.
And that gives Renshaw his fourth foul of the game. Yeah, he had 6 straight there, start of the second quarter.
Athletic wing player, senior for Roosevelt. His free throw is up and good. Not much arc on it, but it went straight through there.
And they're still pressing a little bit.
Reese doing some dribbling here. And at that point, if you're coming, like in football almost, the terminology.
And Reese to go to the line. So that's 9 fouls now for Roosevelt. So it'll be double bonus here pretty quick.
Correct. Reese's free throw is up and good. So after this, pretty much O'Gorman in the first quarter, and ever since then it's been all Riders from the start of the second quarter on, folks. They're up by 20 right now. Reese's free throw, 5:52 left in the fourth quarter. Feldkamp, I say he missed Phillips right away, but then he stuck with it and got Phillips for a layup.
Wide open, uncontested, back door.
Feldkamp's played a nice wide open three by Borchers in the corner. Ooh, in and out. And Shea loses it. Loose ball. Made us slow it down a little bit. Feldkamp guarded by Reese, doing some fancy dribbling. To Phillips in the corner for three is good. Marcus Phillips right in front of Roosevelt. Reese over to Matt Ing. He'll dribble in and score. A nice job by Matt Ing, his second basket of the game. But at this point, if you're O'Gorman, you just can't trade baskets with Roosevelt.
Nope.
Feldkamp. Phillips. Alpers ran at him. We got some subs coming in for both teams now. So Harry Huners and Ben Renshaw coming in. Reese Arbogast, who looks exhausted, and Michael Shea coming out.
Ing, Huners, Renshaw, Moffitt, and Cousin Eddie in for the Knights.
Night. And Moffitt kind of dribbled through Ashley. They're going to get Talon, I think, with the foul.
So Moffitt's going to go to the line.
So Cade Moffitt, the senior, at the line.
He'll get 2. They're in double bonus now.
Yes. 6 points tonight for Cade. No good. Tyler Feldkamp with the rebound. At the halfway point of the fourth quarter, Roosevelt up 17, 42-59. Tucker Large, fancy dribbling all the way to the basket and rolls out on him.
Now they got to push it. The Knights got to push it and score.
Wrench Feldkamp saw that one coming. And nice use of the body against Matt Eng and scores a layup. Eddie had the right idea, but Tyler Feldkamp just intercepted his pass.
I'd say he's got 3 minutes left. 61-42. Roosevelt's on top.
So now Riders are taking some time off the clock here. Feldkamp. Guarded by Moffitt. Going to do a little one-on-one out to Phillips, who's not shy. Shooting the threes. No good. Ashley, offensive rebound, misses the floater. The cousin Eddie, he'll go in and score it. So nice job by Eddie Myler.
14 now for Eddie.
And he's going to get a foul that time on Ashley, as the Knights did not get back after the made basket.
Third foul for Eddie, 15th foul for the Knights.
And I think Eddie's the only Knight in double figures tonight. He has 14 points.
Correct.
Riders have 13 from Talon Ashley, and he's at the free throw line right now, trying to make it 14 and 15.
He struck.
Rush Landry, John Costello, Chad Ambrose, and Radley Mooney in the ball game for O'Gorman. Next free throw on the way for Ashley. Talon's shot is up, and it rolls in. 15 for him. 63-44, Riders up. 2:17 left in the fourth quarter. Radley Mooney over to Rush Landry. Rush dribbles in against Feldkamp, gets rejected from behind by Horner.
He played a good game.
He sure did. Here's Costello over to Mooney for three. No good. Tucker Large and Paulson find each other for the rebound. They're going to call a jump ball, and it's going to go to Roosevelt.
Landry gets in there.
I think it's a jump ball between the two Roosevelt players, actually.
Now Roosevelt empties the bench.
Micah Johnson, one of the new players for Roosevelt, coming in the ball game. Justin Shaw, another one.
Roosevelt's got 6 guys on the court. Somebody's got to come out. I was right. Didn't you see? I saw what happened. We won't talk about that. I'm not asking Hobie that one either.
Yeah, we're Yellowbird for three, no good. Fight for the rebound, and Manny Struck will get the foul. That was Micah Johnson with the offensive rebound. Hayden Arndt with it. Over to Micah Johnson. Back out to Gabe Kranzler. It's a lot of JV players on the court now. Three-pointer is up and no good by Johnson. Ambrose with the rebound.
I thought Roosevelt would have worked it all the way down to the 2-3 seconds on the shot clock.
Well, when you got junior varsity players and sophomores in the game, they get a little antsy, so they want to get the shots up. So here's a shot missed by John Costello. Here's Yellowbird from the corner. Scores it. Here's Manny Struck, loses the ball. Micah Johnson has it to Kranzler. Over to Yellowbird, who misses the layup. Rush Landry has it. And Landry all the way scores it. So Gorman avoids their lowest point total of the season, which was for
the game to shot clock. About 20 seconds now.
Three-point attempt by Kranzler is good. So Gabe Kranzler, the 5'10 junior, hits a three in front of the Roosevelt bench, and they love that. 22-point lead for the Riders with 8 seconds left. I think O'Gorman will probably just dribble it out. And that's how the game will end, folks. Your Sioux Falls O'Gorman Knights Rough Riders go to 3-2 on the season. The Knights fall to 3-3. Coming up next is the Knights Locker Room Show. Don't go away, folks. That's still to come. You're listening to Knights Basketball on Real Presence Radio.
Your family is depending on you to provide financial security for them. The Knights of Columbus can help you with insurance solutions such as disability income, long-term care, both term and whole life, annuities, retirement, and estate planning services. Join the Knights of Columbus today at kfc.org/join us for access to all these insurance services. Call the BB Agency.
Roofing and sheet metal, we are guided by one simple principle. We do what we say we're going to do. We believe in ensuring our customers are happy with the work we deliver. Guarantee Roofing and Sheet Metal was established in Sioux Falls in 1981 and has been involved with installing more than 100 million square feet of commercial roofing across the Midwest. They have 5121 or online at guaranteeroofingsd.com.
At First Premier Bank and Premier Bank Card, we believe the greatest investment we can make is in our customers and communities. Thanks to our industry-leading service, products, and tools, we're helping our customers reach their missions and nonprofits with our time, money, and resources. At Premier, we're always seeking ways to make an impact for good by investing in what matters most to you. It's the Premier way.
Hi, this is Brett Byler, Area Account Executive with Real Presence Radio. Did you know the signal of Real Presence Radio reaches an audience of over 2.4 million people across North Dakota, Minnesota, South Dakota, Wisconsin, and Wyoming? Have you ever thought about running radio spots on the RPR network? We want a Brett Byler at 605-670-8333.
From the Real Presence Radio Network, welcome to the O'Gorman Knights Locker Room Show. Now, back to the gym.
The Sioux Falls Roosevelt Rough Riders took a 25-5 second quarter, and they never really looked back. They kind of controlled the game throughout the second half. I think O'Gorman might have got to about 15 at one point, but we didn't get any closer than that. Final score was 68-46. And Dan Johnson, what were some of your takeaways from this ball game?
Well, that came out in that second quarter and started pressing. All of a sudden, it was just kind of like we fell apart, and that went on, and they just kind of fell apart. You know, we got how many three-point attempts? I don't know. We haven't got the stats yet, but I'm not sure how many three-point attempts. But we only made 2. Shea had 1, and Renshaw had 1. But and
those are both early in the game, I believe.
And Shea's not really a three-point shooter. That
tonight, if you want to say it that way, is Eddie Myler. He had it going down low, but he probably should have been fed actually more. As you know, he kind of had the advantage against Phillips or whoever was guarding him. But besides him, offensively, is a lot of over dribbling, and then not many good shots either. There was some forced shots, and then defensively
ended up with what 12, 14. We were 7 at half.
Yeah, I say we're probably in the 14 to 15 range, and some of them are just really kind of unforced more by ourselves really than even what Roosevelt was doing. Just kind of sloppy long passes, out of bounds. We threw it away one time on an out of bounds play just across the court. It wasn't a great a great game overall. I mean, too, there wasn't that fight where you come out the second half, you're like, okay, we had a terrible second quarter, a new half, and it just never really kind of happened either.
There was no wind in their sail in the second quarter, in the second half, excuse me.
Correct. So that's kind of a quick recap of the game.
Sioux Equipment Company can fix, sell, and repair gas pumps, tanks, and air compressors. They offer sales and services for lifts, signs, decals, and tank truck equipment in Sioux Falls and the surrounding areas. Sioux Equipment Company is located at 1310-3. Again, that number is 605-334-1653.
Did you know you can listen to the RPR network when you're on the go? Just search Community from wherever you are. Plus, if you miss a program, the Real Presence Radio app is your one-stop shop for local and national podcasts, including our signature show.
Radio is now on Google Assistant devices, including Google Home, phones, tablets, and smart displays. To start this action, say something like, "Okay, Google, talk to Real Presence Radio." It will then ask what station you want to play, like play, pause, and stop. Listen to RPR anytime, anywhere, now on Google Assistant devices.
From the middle of December 2020 to the middle of March 2021. Tune in to the RPR network on 94.5 FM Sioux Falls, 91.3 FM Hartford broadcast. Contact me, Brett Byler, at 605-670-8333.
Pizza Ranch and Fun Zone Arcade in 41st Street in Sioux Falls. Dan Johnson, who do you have?
Well, let's just see. Who did I pick as my person? My pick-to-click player was, and no doubt, number 44, Cousin Eddie Miley, the 6'6 senior, ended up with 14 points. He had 4 points the first half, 10 points the second half, all from when he got the ball. I thought he did pretty good inside.
I loved his patience, Dan. He just took his time. He backed in. He did the drop step over the left and right shoulders. He was terrific. I think this is the best game he's played this year, maybe of his career. It's just too bad.
Pizza Ranch and Fun Zone Arcade on 41st Street here in Sioux Falls. Pizza Ranch is a proud supporter of Bishop O'Gorman Catholic Schools and Real Presence Radio. We're going to take our final break. We'll come back and we'll give a final scoreboard wrap-up and talk about who the Knights are playing next. You're listening to Gorman Basketball on Real Presence Radio.
When you look to the future, is the road there inevitable? It's not. That's why O'Gorman education matters. It's where you'll grow in your faith, be challenged, celebrate, and become part of a community. These are the moments that will shape your life. This is where your
Pizza Ranch and Fun Zone Arcade on 41st Street in Sioux Falls has something for everyone. They offer a buffet featuring salad bar, pizza, and chicken. Pizza Ranch has a spacious dining room as well as 8 party rooms to fit any size group. You can also order online and they will bring the experience to you. Pizza Ranch, located across from O'Gorman High School on 41st Street, can be contacted by calling 27.
As we come back to Heritage Court here at the Pentagon in Sioux Falls, South Dakota, we're going to wrap it up here. Let's talk about our next broadcast. We'll be on a little bit later, about 7:40. The girls are going to put it back to programming. The next boys game will be Saturday afternoon at O'Gorman against T-Area High School. And that game's at 3 o'clock from there, about 2:30 Keeter time. We don't know.
Yeah, Keeter time, that'll be a game. T-Area struggled a little bit this year. They're 0-4 right now. I think they do have one game before Saturday, but they're traditionally a very good basketball team. They won the state a few years ago back when Noah Friedel was there. So that will be a challenge for O'Gorman.
Tough game. So other games going on tonight. Little scoreboard update here, Brett.
Yeah, so the only other AA game in South Dakota tonight is in girls, and that's Watertown at Sioux Falls, Washington. That was a 7 o'clock tip-off, so that one's still about a half hour away from tipping off. That should be a terrific game. The sub-varsity games, Roosevelt's JV won really big, and then Roosevelt's sophomores won. The freshman A's should be concluded probably by now. We don't got a score report there. And the freshman B's started about a half hour ago. AA boys game tonight going on in South Dakota.
Okay, so thanks, Brett. Final thoughts?
Final thoughts. Well, we had a good first quarter and not a good second to fourth to back to some good practice habits, hopefully. And we have practice tomorrow, refocus for T-Area on be going back to network programming. So you're going to catch the last half hour of Catholic Answers live. And then we'll be
68-46 to a very talented Roosevelt Rough Riders. We'll be back in about, From
the Real Presence Radio Network, O'Gorman Knights Basketball has been brought to you in part by
Equipment Company, Ferendorf Family Chiropractic and Wellness, Canfield Business Interiors, the BB Agency, Knights of Columbus Insurance, Barnett Lewis Funeral Home, Ide Bailey, First Premier Bank Card, Pizza Ranch and Fun Zone Arcade.
Activity has been a special presentation of the Real Presence Radio Network.
What do you know, Dandy? Are you doing the go for Summit? I think. Okay. I didn't see any dates. How about high school? I was kind of holding, and then I did put in for high school or for Summit? Summit. And then high school, yeah, I don't know. Did put in for that. I don't think I've ever seen any dates from you for March. That's what I was looking at. I'm like, they're in there. Did I put you in there on some? I don't remember half the shit anymore. I do. Yeah, I was looking at it, and I'm like, oh, maybe I haven't ever. It's all open on the feet. That burned up a lot of people. It did. Like, Aubrey, come up. I had like 12, 18, 19, 26. I I'm just meeting some really killer people. Amazing stories. Like our family. Really good. You know, actually. Yeah, I'm solo this year. We'll see. Yeah. Segment of the project. It's a year-long project, so there's no way like, say, okay, yeah, we're going to bank $500,000 over the course of the year and make it all paid. No. Yeah. I really like to not be at 7. So. Good question.
Are you done working on here,
long form interviews for the basis of the documentary? So now we're taking all the information from those interviews, starting to chunk that stuff together, start telling the story. Because next on our agenda is to start weaving the story, and then once we have a little better idea, then we know what we're going to need for the B-roll. We'll go. Grow to almost $800,000 project. Yeah. I literally don't have to do any more work besides that document.
you like that?
January is nuts to begin with. I have 6 other sheets in January after I get back from Georgia. So like, and if it goes really well, it turns out to be something amazing, and it's on Netflix and goes to all these film festivals, and we don't know what that's going to mean to us. And there's like quick halftime. So yeah, I kind of cut way back here. So I'm like, take $100 to come over here and shoot tonight. And I'm like, do I need to? No, I really don't. Mm-hmm. And I do too. I mean, yeah, I don't have you in at all for March. Nothing in March. Summit 6-7 and is full. 12th is hockey. So, yeah, let me know what you want. Really?
Yeah, good. She said,
But if you can't, probably. Mm-hmm. Yeah. We started probably, it took us a month and a half just to get the contract signed. So, it was, I think we started traveling pre-production in September. Pretty much. Somebody be burping that hot dog I had in my mouth for the rest of this game. Good thing when I shoot at full. We eat like pigs. Key lime pie for dessert. We're in Fort Lauderdale. Like Beirut. Nothing open, just cars everywhere, but guys are fun some meat. Hollywood, Florida, and me and Doug Lee both had to take a piss so bad. All the gas stations, every store, all the restaurants were closed. The stores were open, but the bathrooms were closed. We ended up at a youth center, eating lunch out in the parking lot. There's no place to go inside. Super nice. On the clear and Dork Kuiper. No. Behind the scenes stuff, but you're so busy that I haven't seen one in a year and a half, probably. I think last March, but the year before. This year they got the. I can't remember. Really? So where does that put you? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It's a doubleheader with, I think it's a Saturday. I think it's UND and SDSU. And I think it's me and Nick. And, yeah. Must be 23rd then. I don't think they play doubleheaders on Friday night. 7. Oh, it is the 22nd. I think they shoot on the 23rd. Oh my God. I would guess we probably will. Will it be what it has been? Probably not. Unless that vaccine is widely been distributed. Oh, I'm holding off. Well, I haven't heard anything bad. I mean, I know probably a dozen people have gotten it. We haven't been offered it yet.
You're listening to a special presentation from the Real Presence Radio Network. Night's Game Day Show, sponsored by First Premier Bank Premier Bank Card and Guarantee Roofing and Sheet Metal.
Back Classic doubleheader featuring the number 3 ranked Sioux Falls O'Gorman Lady Knights at 4-1 on the season versus the Sioux Falls Roosevelt Rough Riders 3-2 on the season. Good evening, I'm Dan John. December 11th with the Knights getting the victory 62-51 over at Roosevelt in the season opener. That was a nice straight win versus Roosevelt. Speaking of wins, the O'Gorman girls bounced back in a strong win. Now I'm joined in the broadcast booth tonight by Brett Byler. Brett, O'Gorman's defense stepped up in a big way, only allowing 21 points against that Price gal from Pierre. She could shoot the lights out, but she was. What was O'Gorman's defense? Was it effective against Pierre? Explain to the listeners, if they missed that game, what they did.
Yeah, and I think it all starters were very aggressive. They used their length, and I think that really bothered Pierre a lot, where they really had trouble even getting the ball past the three-point line. Got to the basket, we saw Bergen Riley block a couple of shots. We saw Kira Metley block a shot. So, and that's a little aggressiveness is the one word in that zone that was the key to the success. I think Coach Colesrud and Coach Mattis probably had a little talking with them after allowing 63 points against Brandon.
There's a girl that we haven't talked about very much in the first 5 games, and I think she came off the bench and just played fabulous. And she's a 6-foot sophomore, Kira Metley. What stood out about Kira's game the other night?
Is built like a basketball player, tall and lanky, athletic. I think, confidence with her, and I think that's why we've seen spurts for her. And I think a game like Tuesday night against Pierce, she had about a 2-minute stretch in that third quarter, Dan, where she hit a 3. She drove in and she scored. She got an offensive rebound, and she's maintained that over a course of a game as well. So I think confidence with her will be key moving forward. But I think doing what she did in that period.
Got his Irish sweatshirt on tonight, so there we go. So, Brad, even in the wins, coaches, they look to improve moving forward. What's one thing that Coach Colesrud and Mattis and Richter looked at what the Knights can do better tonight?
Well, I think one thing that was disappointing, Dan, was the turnover, which is about 3 more than Coach Colesrud would like. He likes to be in that 10 or under range. So I think a little bit careless with the ball. And I think a lot of times, Dan, I think the concentration kind of lacked a little bit in the second quarter when we got that big lead. We made some long cross-court passes. Turn the ball over a little bit more when you play fast. But I think that's the thing tonight, cut down on those turnovers.
Okay, so tell us a little bit about the opponent tonight, the O'Gorman Rough Riders.
Yeah, the Sioux Falls Roosevelt Rough Riders, but they played up in Huron on Saturday, 48-43, because there was that water or whatever happened. Kira Watkins and Jaden Dunn both had 10 rebounds. They're led by junior guard Kayla Martinez, averaging about 14.5 points a game. A player to look out for tonight is Jaden Dunn. She's a freshman.
Okay, in the first meeting, we had 17 offensive rebounds. What does O'Gorman need to keep the Riders off the offensive glass? What are they going to do to control the paint?
Well, and I think with once that shot goes up in the zone, you got to get in position, kind of get your butt in front of a body, and just kind of, keeping Roosevelt, who has 3 girls that are the Whiting girl, they have Dunn, and then Merrill are all big girls to box out. So I think that is important tonight for O'Gorman.
So let's talk about the series history, the last meeting against Roosevelt.
Yep, the last meeting, Dan, was the season opener back on December. Game Isabel Moore at 18, Hannah Rossick at 13, and Kayla Martinez led all scorers with 19 for Roosevelt. She had a lot of those points in the second half. Last 9 meetings, Dan, as you alluded to in the open. Roosevelt's last win against O'Gorman, though, was right here at the Pentagon back in 2016-2017 season, 42-36.
Okay, scoreboard update. There's a lot of games going on tonight. There's actually 2. Sorry, folks. In the AA girls, Watertown is at Sioux Falls, Washington. Fell 68-46 to the Rough Rider boys here at Heritage Court. So
I got a couple sub-varsity scores, Dan. Sophomore girls for O'Gorman with Coach Barry. Their boys wasn't looking very good for O'Gorman. So Roosevelt JV won big. They had got off to a 20-0 start after the first quarter. Roosevelt sophomores won. Roosevelt's freshman A won. The freshman B. All right, so coming up on the other side of the break, I sat down with Roosevelt girls coach Dakota Berry in her second season.
At First Premier Bank and Premier Bank Card, we believe the greatest investment we can make is in our customers and communities. Thanks to our industry-leading service, products, and tools, we're helping our customers reach their financial goals and achieve time, money, and resources. At Premier, we're always seeking ways to make an impact for good by investing in what matters most to you. It's the Premier way.
including mental health counseling for adults and children, grief therapy for individuals or groups, a divorce support group, and a grief camp for children. They also have 7867 or go to sfcatholic.org/CFS.
Welcome back to the free. Coach, your girls defeated Huron last Saturday 48-43 in a game that saw your team end the third quarter on a 10-0 run to take that 10-point lead into the fourth quarter. How important was that last stretch of the third quarter for your girls to get a
streak, especially leading into the fourth quarter? That just was huge momentum. I thought we had a lot better start against Huron, so that's great to see those
One girl who played pretty well, it looked like, for you, Coach, against Huron was a freshman of yours, Jaden Dunn. She had 7 points, 10 rebounds, and made some crucial game one.
Coming into a varsity game as a freshman is hard. I mean, the pace of the game is so much different, and getting to know some of those older girls, you tell that she's a freshman anymore. She still has some mistakes and still has some things to learn, but she's just so high basketball IQ. She moves really well.
Biggest improvement now is compared to the start of the season?
I think we're playing together a lot better. We're starting to figure out roles. That was our biggest issue is in the beginning, especially the first game that we had against O'Gorman. We just didn't know who we were. And going into that Christmas break when we came back and had the beginning of our Watertown game, only scoring 3 points in that first quarter. But certainly after that hump, I think...
Sioux Falls O'Gorman, a team that you mentioned you saw the first game of the season, losing 62-51. What concerns you most going into tonight's game against O'Gorman?
Tonight and get them out of some of the things that they want to do. I think our half-court defense could give them some trouble. We just got to be able to make them run a half-court offense, and we've got to execute against them.
Get off to a good start tonight. I know O'Gorman against both Brandon Valley and Pierre in their last two games got off to big leads at the end of the first quarter.
I mean, it's crushing when you let a team well and being ready to play as soon as we step on the floor. And luckily, our girls as far as starting games, and so it's going to be really huge for us because against a team like O'Gorman,
played pretty well, I thought, in the first game against O'Gorman, 51 points and 8 threes for a first game. O'Gorman obviously plays a lot of that too.
Is to just get it inside, whether we're attacking on a drive or we're getting some post touches in the pen side, and so that's going to open up our shooters on the outside, and we've got a lot of really good shooters too. O'Gorman and attack it a little bit.
Thank you so much, Coach, for your time, and good luck tonight against Sioux Falls O'Gorman.
All right, thank you.
All right, we want to thank Coach Dakota Berry for her time.
Radio.
Hello, this is Mark Konzemius, President of the Catholic Community Foundation for Eastern South Dakota. Preparing for the end of life, not the end, but a new beginning. The End of Life Planning Workbook for Catholics is now available. I encourage you to reach out to one of our Catholic Community Foundation offices or ccfesd.org. May God bless each of us.
Our customers are happy with the work we deliver. Guarantee Roofing and Sheet Metal was established in Sioux Falls in 1981 and has been involved with installing more than 100 million square feet of commercial roofing across the Midwest. 5121 or online at guaranteeroofingsd.com. Welcome back to the First Premier Bank Card Guarantee Roof 58-21, and I know you always like to preach enthusiasm and effort, and I think in the first quarter on the road we saw that with just the hustle plays, a lot of the offense.
Basketball kind of challenge the kids down. We got to start out better, and gosh, these last 2 or 3 games we've came out with great energy, great enthusiasm, kind of taking charge of the basketball games. So that was really fun to see. I loved, like you said, the way the kids got out in transition. I thought that was a huge factor in winning the basketball game, and 21 offensive rebounds is amazing. We just had kids crashing the boards and really helped us to get out and go. So very proud of their effort coming out of the gate.
Coach, I know you had to be a little bit disappointed with your defense against Brandon Valley, allowing 63 on the back end. You had girls like Bergen Riley and Kira Mentley blocking shots.
Yeah, exactly right. 63 points, that's very uncharacteristic of us, and broke down some girls in practice, worked on some things, and challenged the kids that, we got to have that energy, enthusiasm that we had against Brandon Valley the first 12 minutes, get shots off. I thought we settled down a little bit as far as our energy level, but was still much improved and was very pleased with it. So if we can keep building on that for more minutes.
I believe 7 different girls score in the ball game. Kind of pretty even balanced scoring for the most part.
We did. Yeah, as I looked through the box score after the game, it's like, man, I love this. All the kids contributed in that game. The top 8 in our rotation all did a really nice job of getting some points. And I felt like we kind of left some points out there too. We missed some really good shots. It's going to happen. I thought they're good shots. So it's definitely a fun way to play.
Is the turnovers maybe one of the biggest biggest improvements going to tonight's game against Roosevelt? I know your girls had 16 last night, which I believe was a season high.
It's the one thing that we've kind of struggled with to this point. I mean, we've talked about we got to try to get down in your running team too. When you're a transition team, you're going to make a few mistakes. It's just some of the unforced ones or ones that I think we can control a little bit out and make a little bit better decisions at times.
Now we were playing at the Pentagon tonight, Coach. Always a fun venue to play at. A throwback game against Sioux Falls Roosevelt, a team we played to open up the season at Roosevelt, winning that one 62-51. I know looking back at that ball game, the offensive rebounds was...
Yeah, it's going to be huge. A good basketball team like them, you can't give them second and third opportunities, and we did that the board to get out and go. So hopefully we'll do a better job of that. I think we have since that game, rebounding on both ends. I love the way we're offensive rebounding. I think we do have room to improve on that deep.
Free throws in the first game against us made 16. I know we only shot 10 in the peer game. How important will it be for us to try to be the aggressor, get us to the free throw line, but also defend without fouling them?
It's very important, Brett. I talk all the time about times we haven't gotten there enough. Then on the flip side, on the defensive end, there's been times where we've really limited people's free throw attempts, but we've had 2 or 3 games where we've allowed too many, fouled too early, and the first time we played Roosevelt, I think they were in the bonus in the first quarter. So just some of those silly fouls, we got to make sure that we don't have any of those tonight.
Good luck tonight, Coach. Thanks for your time.
Thank you, Brett.
And we would like to thank Coach Coldred for his...
Interiors provides products and design for your workplace. For more information, you can find them online at canfieldco.com. Canfield, making space better. Now, Brett, our keys to victory tonight for the Lady Knights.
All right, let's start off with keeping Roosevelt out the offensive glass.
Force some turnovers, make them feel uncomfortable offensively.
We got to limit our turnovers, Dan. We had 16 turnovers to season high against Pierre. We can't have that. Below 10 turnovers tonight.
Get to the free throw line. We only shot 10 free throws at Pierre. We were 16 for 23.
Just 92, so knock down some threes.
Okay, now pick the click player. Brett, who are you going with?
I am going to go with a girl that we talked about a little bit earlier, Kira Mentley. That is my pick to click tonight.
I'm going with my sure thing, like I did the other night.
All right, we'll see what happens.
So tonight's O'Gorman's Game Day Show has been brought to you by First Premier Bank, Premier Bank Card. Premier is a proud sponsor of high school athletics and your O'Gorman Knights. First Premier Bank Card, investing in...
Established in Sioux Falls in 1981 and has been involved with installing more than 100 million square feet of commercial roofing across the Midwest. For more information, you can call 605-331-512. Don't go away, folks.
At First Premier Bank and Premier Bank Card, we believe the greatest initial goals and achieve success. Through the generosity of our employees and leadership, we're able to support nearly 700 South Dakota organizations and nonprofits with our time, money, and resources. At Premier,
we are guided by one simple principle. We do what we say we're going to do. We believe in ensuring our customers are happy with the work we deliver. Guarantee Roofing and Sheet Metal was established in Sioux Falls in 1981 and has been involved with installing more than 100 million square feet of commercial roofing across the Midwest. 5121 or online at guaranteeroofingsd.com.
Brought to you by
Catholic Family Services, Catholic Community Foundation of Eastern South Dakota, Bishop O'Gorman Catholic Agency, Knights of Columbus Insurance, Barnett Lewis Funeral Home, Ide Bailey, First Premier Bank Card, Pizza Ranch.
Tonight's game is just moments away. With all the exciting action of O'Gorman Knights basketball, let's go to the gym.
And good evening from the Pentagon, like we should at all Catholic events, and we're going to have a prayer. Father.
At First Premier Bank and
My name is Father in the city of Sioux Falls to our university and college students. We can begin in the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen. Heavenly Father, we pray for all athletes who will be participating in today's game. We pray that their movements and strength might give you glory. We pray that every moment of celebration and disappointment might be an opportunity, that an abundance of enjoyment might be had by both the players and the spectators, so that through this game we might know.
And we thank Father Mattson, and now we're going to join, please, our national anthem. Well, the starting lineups recorded by the girls. Enjoy.
I've 5'10", senior forward. I'm Bergen Riley, number 25, 6'1", sophomore forward.
Hannah Ronsick, number 30, 5'11", junior.
All right, Dan, and the Knights are coached by Kent Colzert in his 23rd year at O'Gorman. His record is 363 and 169. 5'6" sophomore. Number 12, Talia Hayes, 5'7" junior. Number 23, Caleb Martinez, 5'9" junior. Number 33, 12 and 14 career record.
Ways to tune in to Real Presence Radio, 94.5 FM, 91.3 FM Hartford, your website, your CatholicRadioStation.com, mobile.
You see, folks, if you're watching the stream on YouTube and the lights are off, the Knight girls are getting announced on the court right now, and the writers have
Boys game, or if you enjoy O'Gorman sports on Real Presence Radio, Real Presence Radio is 100% donor supported. It's through your generous support of this ministry that we can bring you O'Gorman athletic events and also continue to bring people to Christ and Christ to his people.
All right, it's kind of fun watching these girls get introduced like this because the only game this has happened besides tonight was Pierre last Tuesday.
That was
they went on quicker than the boys game.
Yeah, that was
there's
fast.
a little going on with this. We have a fun matchup in front of you guys, the O'Gorman girls against the Roosevelt girls.
And they're getting ready to tip off, so here's your
4-1 on the season against the Rough Riders at 3-2. The Knights have an interesting alignment here in this jump tip with Hannah Riley, folks, and controlled by the Riders and Talia Hayes. Over to Sierra Watkins. Here's Talia Hayes. Over to Watkins. Riders is passing around the three-point line right now. Hannah Ronsick with a steal. Hannah all the way in for the layup is good. Roosevelt can't have. They have another turnover this time. You look at the pace of this game, Dan, I think O'Gorman's going to want to play real. His coach Barry told me today she's confident in their half-court defense. It's just that was kind of a sloppy possession for O'Gorman.
You know, one thing I didn't do at the boys game? I didn't get a shot out at St. Lambert's.
And Johnson finally got a St. Lambert shout out in. So there you go, Isaac, if you're listening.
Like her.
Ooh, bad pass. So O'Gorman now 2 straight turnovers.
And St. Mary's.
And St. Mary's,
yeah,
for Father Paul.
Yep.
Rutten. Here is Roosevelt now. I don't think they have not got a shot up at the basket yet. They've had 2 turnovers. Sloppy start here. Knights in the white tops, white bottoms, green trim, cathedral colors. Roosevelt in the yellow tops, yellow bottoms. Inez, she's going to pull up for 3 and drill it. So Roosevelt's first shot at the rim was a Martinez pull-up 3, and it's 3-2 Riders. Games, she's getting up about 6 threes attempts a game. That's quite a bit. Izzy Moore is fouled on her drive to the hoop, and she will go to the free throw line.
So she's not afraid to
free throw line, about a 67% free throw shooter. A little long on that one. Second one is up, and nothing but nylon for Moore. 3-3 is your. So the Riders continue the turnover trend. They have 4, and that was probably a travel, wasn't it? Yep.
And then Bergen was standing right there and run right into this wall, and then you get flustered.
Right.
And then they lose their concentration.
So Roosevelt in about 2.5 minutes has overshot the basket. And another loose ball and a jump ball.
O'Gorman for the Knights, Ronsick, Moore, and Reagan Riley.
And that's Katie Spicer. It's really hard, as Dan mentioned, to read there quite a bit on the court. So the sophomore Spicer in the game. Here's a 3 for Martinez. No good. Good luck. Kira Member. So the Knights now with 3 turnovers so
when they
far.
get that in transition, they need to execute.
Yeah.
They can't throw it away like that.
So now Molly Abdouche, the freshman. So the Knights will continue to press, and Martinez throws that to the bench. We've only played half the first quarter, so that's not good. The good thing, though, for Roosevelt is O'Gorman really hasn't, hurt. She's going to drive in and shoot and miss, get her own rebound, shoot again and miss, and Jaden Dunn with the rebound.
I like the way she stayed with it, though. She didn't give up.
Molly Abdush has some quick twitch movements where she can Abdush with it now. Over to Ellie Thee.
Ronja cuts her off on the baseline.
The back of that zone did not drop, and Jaden Dunn scored.
Twice in a row that happened, isn't it?
The girl on the back baseline there, I think, should have dropped, never did. Missed. Back up at 7 apiece. 3:05 left in the first quarter. Brett Byler, Dan Johnson, Real Presence Radio. Spicer with it, and she... oh my. Nice pass by Ellie Thee. There's still 2 girls down. And Hannah Ronsick and Watkins. And what's the call, Dan?
It's going to be on Ellie. Minute right there was kind of wild. So we got 3 players back in. So we got 3 more. Abdush, Riley, and Friedman.
A new girl in for Roosevelt is number 25, Taya Johnson. And Taya made a lot of threes, if I remember. A lot of dribbling over to Ellie Thee. Out to Bergen Riley. Back to Abdush. Here is Freeman baseline. She's fouled by Jaden Dunn.
He's 6 foot.
It's weird because usually in rosters you might put yourself an inch or 2 taller, than you actually are sometimes. And she makes it's in the opposite way. So she makes the first free.
You do that.
Unfortunately for me in my basketball career, I stopped growing in height my 8th grade year. So I was 5'11", and there's another almost turnover by Roosevelt.
But Molly got up there and she's 5'6". And
so we'll probably breathe a sigh of relief as they inbounds the ball past half court. Also in is Hallie Miller, number 1. Talia Hayes, though, scoops it up and scores it. So give Talia Hayes credit. She didn't stop on the play, and she ties it up at 9 apiece.
Well, Molly got a hand on the ball there to kind of...
Or to Ronsick. Hannah all the way, and she is fouled. I think it was...
And Hannah's going to go to the line for 2 here.
So Hannah Ronsick, 5'11".
A couple years ago playing down at Mount Marty.
Correct, sir. In the first quarter, Miller is in trouble. And we're going to get a timeout by Coach Dakota Berry, probably saving a turnover. It's a 30-second break. We're going to stick around here with the Knights leading by 2.
I'm being nice.
I know. Especially for Roosevelt. I mean, O'Gorman's been sloppy, but Roosevelt has about 7-8 turnovers. They have,
But now with pressing, you're gonna. I think they're gonna start pressing more.
Oh, I agree.
And Riley's sisters, Moore, Ronsick, and Metley in for the Knights. And 1:30 left in the first.
We got Martinez, Spicer, Miller, Merrow, and Hayes for Roosevelt. And she's tied up.
Jump ball. And it goes to the Rough Riders.
And that was Merrow who got the tie. She's going to dribble out of there.
No, she double dribbled.
They do break the press here. Spicer to Hayes to Martinez for 3s. Good.
You can't leave her uncontested.
That's sometimes what happens if you break a press. You usually get a pretty decent shot at the other end, whether it's by Bergen Riley, intercepted by the Riders. Out to Martinez for another 3, and she's got her second straight 3. So now Gorman will have the final shot with Izzy Moore dribbling around. 15-11 right now. Moore all the
7.9 seconds to go here in the first quarter. Roosevelt 15, Lady Knights 11.
And that foul is on Talia Hayes, her first.
4th team foul. She's 2 for 3 from the line already this first quarter.
To Spicer, throws it out of bounds.
And it's
a shot under their own basket. Izzy Moore with the final 3 points of the first quarter ties it up at 15 apiece. Presence Radio.
Ferendorf Family Chiropractic and Wellness is a 1999 O'Gorman alum, is a proud 3rd-generation O'Gorman Cathedral High School graduate, following in the footsteps of his grandfather, 9th Street and Southeastern Avenue, 605-334-8000.
Hi, I'm Lidge. expertise, and over 100 years of combined experience. It's how we use our in-house seeks a positive outcome for all. The reason we are in business is to make your space better. We get results, just like those Knights. Go Knights!
It's 15-all here at the start of the second quarter.
Of Reagan Riley, Hannah Ronsick, Hannah Friedman, Bergen by as much as 4 with the nice one, a little 4-0 run, all by Izzy Moore to end the first quarter.
They're playing some hard basketball here. Martinez gets hot. That's going to be
Hannah Ronsick in transition. She's rejected by Jaden Dunn. Jaden Dunn, just a freshman, 6 foot, good-looking athlete. Coach Barry says she has very high basketball IQ. Here is Izzy Moore. She'll go baseline and shoot an air ball. Rebound by Talia Hayes. Somehow Kayla Martinez has found herself like wide open 4 or 5 times for threes earlier in this game.
And trust me,
she's made 11 threes, and the next highest girl through 5 games is Taya Johnson. She's only made 4. So, I mean, look at the gap right there. 91.3 FM, online at yourcatholicradiostation.com, on our free mobile app, Real Presence Radio, and on YouTube, Real Presence Radio, Sioux Falls. A pass kind of deflected, and Hannah. 3-point attempt is an air ball by Talia Hayes.
And I can see him what they're doing with Friedman, getting it in there and stuff, but she kind of
gets to the hoop. She needs to get down a little bit lower. I think then she'd be a little. There's a double high screen for Izzy Moore. A play for Hannah Ronsick.
Offensive board by Ronsick.
Her shot is no good, and it's a rebound by Kayla Martinez. Looked like she might have been fouled. No call. Down low, and Reagan Riley missed the layup off the nice pass by Hannah Ronsick. Morgan tripped up and fouled, and she'll get free throws.
Yeah, and the Izzy.
Martinez with 9 points already on 3 3-pointers makes the first free throw. Out, Molly Abdouche in. Kira Metley is also in as Hannah Friedman checks out. And she is fouled.
She's 4 for 4.
So Izzy makes the first, as does Hayes for Roosevelt. Moore's second free throw on the way. Corner. Roosevelt almost threw that one away. Here's Watkins with it. She is fouled by Hannah Ronsick from behind. Boy, it's an Ellie Thies checking in for the Knights. To Katie Spicer. Cross court back to Hayes. Corner is Morgan Whiting. Thought about the I think, is that Kira Metley who got the foul? She is a 50% free throw shooter, 5 for 10 on the season.
Gorman grad.
Former football coach as well. Kira Metley gets the rebound but throws it away, but then she rejects Talia Hayes. Sloppy. Here is Watkins with a running left-handed floater short the ball, and Roosevelt gets it back within 1, 19-18. A lower scoring game definitely favors the lefty for 3, in and out. Merrill with the rebound, put back and score, and Coach Kent Colesrud needs the Raiders lead 20-19 over the O'Gorman Lady Knights.
Need repairs on gas pumps, tanks, and services for lifts, signs, decals, and tank truck equipment? Sioux Equipment Company
Pizza Ranch and Fun Zone Arcade on 41st Street in Sioux Falls has something fit any size group. You can also order online and they will bring the X646. Pizza Ranch is a strong supporter of O'Gorman Knights Athletic.
All right, and we have the Knights with possession after the timeout. Turnovers. O'Gorman has 9 turnovers, and O'Gorman shooting only 22% from the field and 0% from. And that's another turnover. So Roosevelt has now 12 overs. You're in trouble right now. Fires it back to Hayes. Roosevelt shooting 42% in about 13 minutes of action. Watkins misses the layup. A short money shot.
We've missed about 6 of those.
So our cold shooting, Marrow, she'll shoot a short shot short. Molly Abdush with the rebound, and she is hard. It's just the results just really haven't warranted a great. Was Molly Abdush at the free throw line? Her first free throw is long, so 31 left here in the first half. This game.
You know, the 20 Martinez, she's got half
a quarter. So, but she hasn't really got any shots up either.
They're playing her tight.
But Reagan's man-to-man on Martinez, so that's a box-and-one defense, folks. Izzy all the way, left-handed scoop, no good. Reagan Riley gets a stolen from, and then Reagan's going to get fouls for O'Gorman, so they're not in the penalty yet for Roosevelt. Beautiful. Sanford Pentagon. What a great venue, and this will be the venue for the AA Girls State Basketball Tournament in Rapid City.
And that's like the 11th of March.
Yep, like the 11th through the 13th, I think, maybe. And there's a basketball team in state, the O'Gorman Knights. Here's Hannah Ronsick, and she got bumped by her own team.
Yep.
Down low is Whiting, who got position on Friedman, and
picks up her first.
And that's the thing Coach Roby mentioned in his interview. Position that Whiting was able to get forced a foul on Friedman. To Martinez as Izzy goes right up on her. Now we're back in the 2-3 zone. Yep. Coach Dakota Berry is not happy with, I don't know if it's her own players or the referees or something.
51.5 seconds left in the half.
Let's see if the Knights can kind of get a few baskets and fast enough where you get a shot here by Ronsick. Hits nothing, but she scores it. Moving without the ball was the 6'1 sophomore Bergen Riley. All right, Roosevelt.
She was not looking. She did not see that ball.
7 seconds left, 3-point line. She dribbles in, pulls it back out, dribbles. First half will end, folks. The Sioux Falls O'Gorman Knights, the number 3 team in state, leading the Sioux Falls Roosevelt Rough Riders, 25-20. David Cook and Phil Carlson. That is next, the O'Gorman Knights halftime show.
Pre-planning, our goal is to make arrangements with families comfortable when they decide what their wishes are for funeral services. I will contact it at 336-0707 or by going to barnettlewis.com.
Across the nation, with offices in Sioux Falls and 40-plus locations in 15 states. Check Ide Bailey online at idebailey.com. Ide Bailey is a proud supporter of O'Gorman Knights athletics and activities.
Can help you with insurance solutions such as disability income, long-term care, both term and whole life. Access to all these insurance services. Call the BB Agency.
At Meadow, we are guided by one simple principle. We do what we say we're going to do. We build more than 100 million square feet of commercial roofing across the Midwest. They have T121 or online at GuaranteeRoofingSD.com.
From the Real Presence Radio Network, welcome to the O'Gorman Cook and Phil Carlson.
Well, your Lady Knights 25, the Roosevelt Rough Riders ladies 20.
Roosevelt really was sloppy in that first 5-6 minutes of the ball game. It felt like they're just getting the ball past half court was a challenge for them. Once they did, they pretty sloppy as well. We saw what the board showed with about 2-3 minutes left in the first half. The Riders had 10 turnovers, the Knights had 9. Roosevelt got sloppy, disjointed, not clean basketball. That's going to favor the underdog. And Roosevelt right now, they're hanging in there. O'Gorman they just haven't shot the ball well at all.
Is not like her at all.
Yeah, and they were shooting, we don't get the stats for halftime, with about 2 minutes left. O'Gorman was shooting 22% from the field, 0% from so you haven't made a three. Anna Friedman a few times that caught the ball way out too far high, and you try to dribble. Well, when you're not used to dribbling, having guards come in and swap it from you. So it's kind of cut down the turnovers. And I think you got to keep pressing. Because you can really see how hard it is for Roosevelt to break that press.
Well, we press, and then how many bunnies have we missed?
Oh, man.
Excuse me, but folks, that's what I call easy shots.
I'd say we probably left at least 10 points just Bauer down there. So Canyon worked the game on Saturday. So that red hair, Dan, it's hard to miss. And I do want to, before we go to break real quick, there was a score that I don't know, I think it's probably a makeup game due to the Huron Arena, but Coach Budenhagen and the Huron girls.
So coming up next on our Inside O'Gorman segment, we'll recap the first game tonight, the boys Roosevelt, game 1 doubleheader.
I believe the greatest investment we can make is in our customers and communities. Thanks to our industry-leading service, products, and tools, we're 100 South Dakota organizations organizations and nonprofits with our time, money, and resources. At Premier, we're always seeking ways to make an impact for good.
And communities across the country. We are family owned and operated and have been building and maintaining America's water tower infrastructure, is why we support the Bishop O'Gorman Catholic School System. From all of us at McGuire Iron and the Jones family, we wish all O'Gorman students and student athletes good luck this year.
This is Brett By with Real Presence Radio. In the beginning, the first game of the night, this is a doubleheader. The O'Gorman boys came out quickly. They got outscored by 20 points, Dan, in that second quarter, 25-5, and it never really got any closer than about 15-6.
Ran out.
That's very unfortunately. There wasn't much help for him tonight, and Roosevelt just had a lot of contributions from a long three. But I would recommend you tuning in a little bit earlier than that. You just never, right, Dan?
God bless you, my son.
There you go.
There we go. So Inside O'Gorman, brought to you by Bishop O'Gorman Catholic Schools, our 6 elementary school, academics, and in our community. And in the opportunities offered to our students. Visit OG9.
When we come back, we'll have the start of the third quarter here at Heritage Court. This is...
It's not. That's why an O'Gorman education These are the moments that will shape your life.
Your family is depending on you to provide financial security for them. The Knights of Columbus can help you with insurance. Join the Knights of Columbus today at kfc.org/join us for access to all these insurance services. Call the BB Agency at 605-88.
Welcome back to Heritage Court here as we get ready to start the second half. Show for the Gorman Knights been brought to you by the BB Agency, supporting Knights of Columbus Insurance for South Dakota, Southwest Minnesota, and North. To connect with a field agent near you. Knights of Columbus Insurance, strong, dependable, faith-based insurance protecting your families.
The basketball broadcast, and the Knights will, with possession to start out the third quarter. Isabel Moore has the ball. Riders in their man-to-man defense. Out of bounds, I believe, and it'll be a turnover. Dan, I think you got a few stats from the first half.
38% on the threes. Turnovers, Rough Riders 13, O'Gorman 9.
So Roosevelt, after the O'Gorman turnover, has possession. Kayla Martinez all the way to Watkins. So the closer shot, she barely hit iron, and then she takes a step back a few feet and takes the 17-footer and drills. Play for the basket. Good pass by Bergen Riley. So that's 9 points for Izzy Moore to lead O'Gorman. Jaden Dunn on a one-on-one move against Hannah Friedman, scoops it up, does not seem to be a little stronger with the basketball. She kind of just laid it up there. She maybe went into Friedman's body. She could have got a foul. Izzy driving out to Bergen Riley, and Bergen Riley drills the jumper.
6 points on the night for Bergen.
Almost a travel by Martinez, and now we're in a box and one defense, with Reagan Riley being the girl with the defensive assignment of Martinez. We got a foul. So, Dan.
Yep, that's her second.
Hannah Ronsick, that is. There's two Hannahs out there for people listening. A missed shot by Talia Hayes. Reagan Riley gives it out to Izzy Moore. Pointer is good. So O'Gorman's shooting touch is back after struggling all first half. They've now made 3 shots in a row.
31-24.
Hannah Ronsick has the ball. Hannah goes into Whiting, and she's going to get a charge. And
that'll be her third, so she's going to have to come out and
bring Bergen Riley or Hannah Friedman back in the game, or just leave Hannah in there.
Hannah's going to have to be careful.
Yeah, but he's going to bring in Molly Abdouche probably for Hannah. Here is Ronsick. Knocked away. Gets it back. Shot is no good. Done with the rebound. And now we have a foul.
Yeah, she just stepped right over. She's like...
That's just like a turnover right there. in the ball game. So interesting with 3 fouls. Coach Colger is trusting that she won't pick up that 4th one. Blocked by Watkins and turned over, and Spicer with the steal. Inbounds pass is controlled by the Riders. And we have a travel by Martinez. Riley for 3. Looked good, just a little long. Hannah Ronsick fighting for the rebound with here are the students below us a little bit. 126 O'Gorman, 3:29 left here in the 3rd quarter. Izzy Moore, that's 11 points for Izzy, who joins Hannah.
Out, and Hannah Ronsick comes right back in.
Play. I think they're going to get Martinez. She didn't let Ronsick land. She stood basically in her landing space. Because if you don't, that's where you can sprain ankles, blow out knees, and all that stuff. So this is more of a who misses it back to Reagan, and she was blocked by Spicer, but must have got some.
It's the biggest lead. Is 2nd time for 7
in the 2nd quarter. Reagan's 2nd free throw is up and good. 4 starters plus Molly Abdouche in the game for O'Gorman. That was just in the nick of time. Spicer loses it, gets it back, and there's a So the Knights, as Dan mentioned, they have the biggest lead of the game for themselves at 8 right now, trying to increase that to double figures with the ball. And draw a foul, I believe, on Reagan Riley.
No way. Calling it on Hannah.
Oh, Rita got that foul call, but she doesn't.
He called it on Hannah.
So Martinez makes the first free throw.
She was on the backside. How did...
So 11 points for Martinez. That's 4 fouls.
And that was not a good calling foul.
So Moore dribbles in, is stuck, back out to Reagan Riley for 3. Just a little long. It's off Bergen Riley, and Roosevelt had the ball. Just a little long, a little in and out. The cylinder's been unkind for them so far tonight on the long shots. Really the call.
Huh?
And now the Knights, are they... We're almost in the penalty with 1:45 in the 3rd quarter. 16 fouls. That's 2 fouls on Bergen.
Wow.
Riders with 4. So 10 fouls. Well, hits the back end of the rim. Izzy Moore with the long rebound. Izzy loses it. Jump ball situation here. Arrow favors Roosevelt.
4 girls on the floor.
It's going to be really tough for Roosevelt to come back from, but it's just kind of been lingering at 8. Now it's at 6. Here is Martinez against Abdouche. Good defense by Molly Abdouche, and Martinez forces a miss, and then she fouls in frustration. So freshman Molly Abdouche with a nice defensive series. That's 3 fouls on Kayla.
Yeah. So both team now. One of the...
Here's the Knights, a little press now for Roosevelt, man-to-man, as Abdouche breaks that. To Moore. Nice pass to Abdouche, and she gets a layup, and a good look for Isabel Moore.
Back to 8-point lead.
Hayes with it. She'll go all the way, and she's blocked by Hannah Freeman, and then Hayes or Dunn got Freeman. I think actually it's on Hayes, Dan. That's her 3rd. And she sits down.
There's that press again by the Riders.
It's just a man press, so you got to do what O'Gorman does is you got to clear out for a good ball handler like Izzy Moore. 34 seconds left. 36-28. O'Gorman leading the Riders. Here is Freeman going baseline. Just left it short. Own rebound, and she is fouled.
5.8 seconds to go. Knights up by 8.
Dan's already gave that mystery church of Hannah Freeman's a shout out tonight. I don't know if I want to say the name.
Her relatives.
Okay. She makes the first free throw.
It's
pastor there now is Father Haggerty. If you're playing along, folks, you can maybe guess what parish we're talking about. Well, now let's see. Yeah, it was on Roosevelt, so she'll get an extra shot.
Yeah, Martinez comes back in.
I guess it was probably either on Dunn or Whiting who had the lane violation. Whiting rebound, so Hannah misses. Doesn't matter. She misses that second end of it. So it's now 18 seconds left. Let's see what Roosevelt can do here on the final possession. Hand off to Martinez, and Molly Abdush is all over her. She dribbles and misses it. Loose ball to Freeman, to Moore.
Hurry up.
And she'll lose it, get it back, fire it up, and I think that probably would have counted, but she just goes in and out. So after 3 quarters, fourth quarter, you're listening to O'Gorman Girls Basketball on Real Presence Radio.
Crossroads Book and Music is a local source for Catholic gifts and supplies. It also features a large line of personalized gifts that are great for weddings, anniversaries, birthdays, or any special occasion. Crossroads is located at 41st and Grange next to Camille's. Crossroads, books, gifts, music.
Hi, I'm Larry Canfield with Canfield Business Interiors. I've often been asked what differentiates Canfield Business Interiors from other companies. It's our knowledge, expertise, and over 100 years of combined experience and guaranteed philosophy that seeks a positive outcome for all. The reason we are in business is to make your space better. We get results, just like those Knights. Go Knights!
Rough Riders 30 for the night. Turnovers, Rough Riders 17, Knights 13. And we have 3.0%. They're at 38% yet.
They've been predominantly man tonight, gone to the zone, and Kira Metley scores it. That away, Kira.
Her first points for the night.
This is now the first double figures lead by either team tonight. Knights up 11. Over to Moore. Izzy, some fancy dribbling and scoring.
Oh, they're going to love her at Augie.
13 for... So Riders is having a difficulty tonight getting anything going offensively. That'll be... Oh, they're going to give it to O'Gorman. I thought that was off of Bergen Riley.
Kind of looked that way. But not tonight.
Just a bit outside. Here is the Knights girls trying to get a basket on their third straight possession to start the fourth quarter. And the Riley sisters do it as Reagan Riley with a nice backdoor cut, and her sister Bergen found her for the basket. Ronsick checked back in the game after getting her 4 fouls with the rebound. Hannah to Reagan, down low to Bergen. She is kind of blocked by Dunn, back to Reagan, and she scores. So 8 unanswered points, has seen enough. She's going to call a timeout. We're going to take a timeout as well. On the other end of the break, we'll be back for O'Gorman Girls Basketball.
Real Presence Radio is now on Amazon devices. To listen to your station, just ask Alexa to enable the Real Presence Radio skill and use a phrase like,
Alexa, tell Real Presence Radio to play Sioux Falls.
Or,
Alexa, ask Real Presence Radio to play FM 94.5.
You can also visit the Alexa Skills Marketplace and search for Real Presence Radio to enable it. Listen to RPR anytime.
All right, folks, welcome back. A great start to the fourth quarter. O'Gorman Dan, 4 baskets and 4 possessions have pushed that lead from 9 to 17.
You know, that was a good run there.
And this is the biggest.
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow is Friday.
What day is it?
Friday, January 8th.
And what day does anything that mean to you? Anything?
Not really.
It's Elvis Pro in there. I will do Dandy Don Meredith in a little while,
Okay.
but no Elvis.
Hey, Isaac can sing some Elvis for us. That is a rejection by Bergen Riley.
Sweet.
Isaac's way too young for Elvis.
No,
maybe his grand Allen
Izzy
O'Gorman.
reached in on the foul. So now they're going to go to the line.
So yeah, because O'Gorman that will be now their 7th foul. They had
half minutes.
Nice offensive rebound by Miller. I think she might have been out of bounds, but we're going to give the ball to back. New shot clock. Inbounds to Miller from Martinez. Martinez has 12 points. Back to lead Roosevelt. Nice. Knights do get it over. Izzy to Hannah. Hannah thought about the 3. She's going to dribble in. She's going to get farther in and make her in. Hannah Ronsick. There's a 3 by Hayes, is no good. Izzy Moore with the rebound. Corner is Ellie Thee, down low to Hannah Ronsick.
Nice move.
And Jaden, and we have a jump ball. Some feistiness going down on the court there.
It'll be Roosevelt's ball.
Jaden Dunn, she's going to be a player, folks. Only a freshman, blocking shots. Already about 6'1". She might grow a few inches.
Scrappler.
Hand off to Martinez. Her floater is good, so Kayla Martinez is right at her season average of 14. The only rider. I wish these nice girls could wear these green uniforms more often. The white and greens, Dan. I just love this. Love those O'Gorman Cathedral jerseys.
When they make
there is a foul by Hannah Freeman. It's a little overzealous.
And she knew it.
See her talking to herself after she did that. Don't want to do if you have to lead like this is foul and stop the clock. So that's a miss. Free throw by Dunn, and Friedman gets the rebound.
Gorman ball.
Bergen in, Reagan out. A ref and right in front of Coach Dakota Berry, so it's kind of hard to miss that. Izzy's a little frustrated right now. Let's see, that is her 3rd foul. Can't get to her. It's Leah Hayes drives, misses it, and Hannah Freeman with the rebound. I think offense tonight, and Riley makes it now an 18-point game, 50-32. That's 9 points for Bergen Riley. Here is Spicer. Here is Abdouche. Her shot is no good. Jaden Dunn with the rebound. That time Abdouche had Bergen open for a layup. I don't think she saw her, though.
I thought they'd hold it back and run the clock.
Dakota Berry tells her girls to get up and press. O'Gorman might want to have to send another girl up to help Izzy out there, and they call a timeout. So, with 2:45 left in the 4th quarter of a full timeout, we're going to take a commercial break. We'll come back for the end of the ball game for O'Gorman girls and the Roosevelt girls.
Real Presence Radio will be broadcast. Tune in to the RPR network on 94.5 FM Sioux Falls, 91.3 FM Hartford, online at yourcatholicradiostation.com, and on YouTube at Real Presence Radio Sioux Falls. If your business would like to sponsor...
When you look to the future, is the road there inevitable? It's not. That's why O'Gorman education matters. These are the moments that will shape your life. This is where your path will unfold.
All right, folks, welcome back to Heritage Court at the beautiful Sanford Pentagon in Sioux Falls, South Dakota. We have a timeout by Coach Colesrud, and Dan, as you help her out, and Bergen does. Over to Hannah. Hannah's shot is short. Molly Abdouche with a steal. You might want to take some time off the clock now if you're the Knights, or you could get a layup. Either way, work for Hannah Ronsick and 11 for Bergen Riley.
Nice pass by Hannah down there.
So those three have 36 of the 52 points. Here is Watkins.
She goes down hard.
Falls down, and
Ollie down there at that end, the aggressive. She was for the ball.
And she lost at that time as Hallie Miller stills it. Then Abdouche fouled her pretty hard, and she She got ball, but she got a lot of body, too.
And 52-34 Knights lead with the minute 58 to go here.
Yeah, get this game over, folks, so Dan Johnson can get ready for bed.
Well, my bedtime reminds you, get up to my age. I'll be long gone, but when you guys get up there.
That's good old technology to add reminders to when you should start getting ready for 50 left in the fourth quarter. Here is Izzy, is rejected by Jaden Dunn. Back out to Hannah Ronsick for three is good.
Yes, she needed that.
Here in the fourth quarter. It took 3 quarters to do it, but Bergen and Hannah both hit threes, and nice move by Jaden Dunn inside. 8 points for Dunn. There's the three by Spicer is good. We're raining threes, Dan, here in the last minute at Heritage Court, and I think Dakota
put new 5 in.
9 points tonight for Reagan Riley after that three-pointer as well.
So we got C. Metley Knights 57-41. Knights on top. Under a minute to go.
And Kenny Colzer's number 3 on the roster, but she's wearing number 21 tonight. So let's see. On here is Lucy Moore with it. Over to Kira Metley. Kira's going to drive in and shoot a wild shot and miss. Rebound by the Riders. Here comes Roosevelt. Spicer lost it, gets it back. I think the bounce to Roosevelt.
Okay, we got another sub coming in.
So now Megan Vandenhemmel will check in for the first time. So we've got every girl have now got into the game for O'Gorman. That's nice to get her in the game in the last 16
they get
seconds.
to say they played here. That's another thing.
Ellie Thee almost a steal. Doesn't get it. Here is Spicer. 3 is up and drilled by Roosevelt. That was by number 3, Brenna Madison. So the senior guard hits a three-pointer at the buzzer. So the final score tonight at Heritage Court is Sioux Falls O'Gorman 57, Sioux Falls Roosevelt 44. The O'Gorman Knights, the number 3 team in state, move to 5-1 on the year, where the Riders fall to 3-3. And this is the 10th straight win by O'Gorman over Roosevelt. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll have the Knights locker room show coming up shortly.
Security for them. The Knights of Columbus can help you with insurance solutions such as disability income, long-term care, both term and whole life, annuities, retirement, and estate planning services. Join the Knights of Columbus 5-882-8689. That's 605-882-8689.
At Guarantee Roofing and Sheet Metal, we are guided by one simple principle. We do what we say we're going to do. Hauling more than 100 million square feet of commercial roofing across the Midwest. They have worked on businesses including schools, universities, hospitals, churches, and factories. For more information, you can call
your bank card. We believe the greatest investment we can make is in our customers and communities. Thanks to our industry-leading service, products, and tools, we're helping our customers reach their finance and nonprofits with our time, money, and resources. At Premier, we're always seeking ways to make an impact for good by investing in what matters most to you. It's the Premier way.
Hi, this is Brett Byler, Area Account Executive with Real Presence Radio. Did you know this, Wyoming? Have you ever thought about running radio spots on the RPR network? We want to partner with you to help gain exposure for your business in front of a very faithful customer base. To find out more about the options, please call
From the Real Presence Radio Network, welcome to the O'Gorman Knights Locker Room Show. Now, back to the gym.
44 over the Roosevelt Rough Riders. Kind of a, first half. Let's kind of give a recap here, Brett. Sloppy first half, and then everything would come in second half, a lot of turnovers.
A lot of girls in the first half. I think that was the only reason they weren't able to kind of get that lead up to 15-20 in the first half. They were shooting about 25% in the first half. It kind of got going in the third quarter. They made some shots, and then really in the fourth quarter, they finally hit their first 3 of the game. Didn't come till the fourth quarter, but great barrage of threes in the first basically quarter and 1 minute by Kayla Martinez. She had those 3 3-pointers. She only scored 4 points past the beginning of the second quarter, so they had a good job locating her.
But Over 30 turnovers in the game between the two teams.
Yeah.
Ouch. Ouch.
It was kind of painful to watch at times. Aggressive, and they're not fun, I guess, to play against, I guess, as if you're an offensive player. They're a little undersized except Jaden Dunn. So,
but she's a freshman.
And she's just a freshman. So, but overall, I thought our ball movement and our execution offensively is so much better in the second half. They started the fourth quarter with 4 straight baskets. They moved the ball better. And then in the zone defense, they played some box and one for the first time, which is a different defense as well. So overall, I think you have to be happy with the result for Coach Colesrud. I think the turnovers is still the main thing to kind of clean up moving forward, in my opinion. I think, yes, Coach would always tell you, hustling, do those little things. Those are the things you can control. Offensive rebounds, etc.
So Gorman victorious. So we're going to take a break. We'll come back and we'll tell you who our player of the game is. You're listening to the Knights Locker Room Show on Real Presence Radio.
Sioux Equipment Company can fix, sell, and repair gas pumps, tanks, and air compressors. Sioux Equipment Company is located at 1310 East 39th Street in Sioux Falls, just off of East Benson Road. They can be reached by calling 605-334-1653. Again, that number is 605-334-1653.
Did you know you can listen to the RPR network when you're on the go? Just search for Real Presence wherever you are. Plus, if you miss a program, the Real Presence Radio app is your one-stop shop for local and national podcasts, including our signature show, Real Presence Live. The Real Presence Radio app, with you every...
Back at the Pentagon now, Brett, our player of the game for tonight.
All right, Dan, we had this is a game where you have about 3 or 4 different ways you can go, which is kind of fun to decide, and we're going to give it to the 5'10 senior guard forward, Reagan Riley. She had 9 points tonight, but 7 important points in the second half when the Knights increased that lead, did a good job on the boards, as always, and defensively, and just keeps the ball moving offensively. She's a girl you're not going to expect a ton of points from, but she does a lot of the dirty.
It was brought to you by Pizza Ranch and Fun Zone Arcade on 41st Street here in Sioux Falls.
Final break. When we come back, we'll do a final scoreboard show with only one other game break.
Real Presence Radio is now on Google Assistant Presence Radio. It will then ask what station you want to play, pause, and stop. Listen to RPR anytime, anywhere.
Sioux Falls O'Gorman girls and boys basketball game. 91.3 FM Hartford. Online at your Catholic radio station. Brett Byler at 605-670-8333.
When you look to the future, is the road there inevitable? It's not. That's become part of a community. These are the moments that will shape your life. This is where your path will unfold. What are you waiting for? You belong in
salad bar, pizza, and chicken. Pizza Ranch has a spacious dining room as well as 8 party rooms to fit any size group. You can also order online and they will bring the experience to you. Pizza Ranch, located across from O'Gorman High School on 41st Street, can be contacted by calling 271-8646. Pizza Ranch is a strong supporter of O'Gorman Knights athletics and activities.
Roosevelt 57-44. We have a final score in that Washington-Watertown game, Dan. Washington girls won 57-32. Jockalinga Wenentonda had 16 points, 17 rebounds, and 3 steals. Sydney Shetland logged 14 points and 10 boards, 2 blocks, folks. So girls basketball, St. Tommy Moore at Washington. Boys basketball will be Washington at Roosevelt tomorrow night.
Oh, they got back-to-back.
They got back-to-back.
Wow.
And the other girls' final tonight was a makeup game. So the Huron Lady Tigers defeated Lincoln 65-34. So, or 32, excuse me. So Huron big winners tonight in girls basketball, 36 to Sioux Falls. Roosevelt boys JV results. The sophomore girls for O'Gorman won. The freshman A girls, I'm not for sure how they did for O'Gorman. The JV boys for Roosevelt, the sophomore boys, and the freshman A boys for Roosevelt all won. I'm seeing real quick if I can find a freshman B score, and there is no freshman B score for O'Gorman.
3 o'clock, like we mentioned earlier with Keeter time, you better set your clock for 2:15, 2:20 for the pregame show. We're not exactly sure how that all goes, but for sure we'll be on the air by 3, but if not, well, we'll be on a little bit early.
And Dan, I'll try to put on Twitter too. If we're going to start really early, let's let people know. So RPR Sioux Falls on Twitter.
So Gorman girls are back in action from tonight, Thursday night, the 14th, at O'Gorman. They play the number 1 Sioux Falls Washington Warriors. That tip-off is at 7 o'clock. We'll go in there at 6:40. Or Keeter time, we might be a little bit early, is there. And they'll also be video streaming that game. So, Brett, final...
Second to fourth quarter. Like to see a little bit more fight, I guess, out of them, in the second half. Just didn't see it. But, it's just maybe one of those games. Roosevelt played really well, deserved to win. You got to forget about that game, get a good practice tomorrow, and then prepare for T-Area on Saturday. So it's a quick turnaround. That's the fun thing about basketball is it's usually a quick turnaround between games. Girls game tonight, Dan, really good second half. Kind of a rough first half to watch. Both squads kind of sloppy. A lot of missed shots. In the second half, we executed better, I thought, offensively. Kept our heads up and, got a nice victory. Roosevelt's a good team. Girls, they're going to probably fight for a top 8 seed for the Sodak 16. So, they're a good opponent. So,
and it's early yet in the year.
Yeah, it sure is.
We're not even a month from the first game.
We're only 5-6 games in, so good win for O'Gorman. A lot of girls contribute for the Knights. It's always nice to see that.
So, like you said, I'm not going to disagree with you at all. I'm not going to go through it again, but I'm going to agree with that. So, okay, so we'll talk to you next Saturday, this coming Saturday,
right, yeah.
Saturday afternoon. So for Brett Byler, I'm Dan Johnson. Remember, tomorrow I'm Dan Johnson, Brett Byler, wishing you a good night. God bless.
From the Real Presence Radio Network, O'Gorman Knights Basketball has been brought to you in part by
Catholic Family Services, Catholic Community Foundation, Canfield Business Interiors, the BB Agency, Knights of Columbus Insurance, Barnett Lewis Funeral Home, Ide Bailey, First Premier Bank Card, Pizza Ranch and Fun Zone Arcade on 41st Street, Guarantee Roofing and Sheet Metal, Crossroads Book and Music.
The preceding O'Gorman Knights activity has been a special...